Because like Slick was kind of hitting on some points, where he's saying Teo's kind of a little guy, and the way Karen got in there, Teo might try to mimic that. You know what I mean? And get put on his ass. So I think that's the more intriguing fight to me. That's the one I would pay to see. If he was fighting Devin Haney, I'd be on my Captain Jack Sparrow shit. But yeah, I would pay for the Boots fight, because I just, from what I seen from Haney from the last fight, bro, and then what I seen from Teo from his last fight, them niggas all ain't do shit to me but run, both of them. So I don't want to see two niggas on a bicycle fighting. So I'm not interested in that. But to see him try to stand toe to toe with Ron Ennis and get cooked, I love to watch that.
Okay, so do you think that'll be the better fight?
I think that'll be the better fight, and I want to make more money. I think
okay.
more people
Hold on,
will be drawn. Like I think more people will be drawn to Boots than Haney.
Oh, for sure. Real quick, DJ, you can try to call me on WhatsApp, man. You got WhatsApp or Telegram? Hit my line. I think that call will come through. But knowing you gonna hit the link anyway, bro. All right, now go ahead, let loose.
Well, first of all, man, Devin, bro, you have Ryan problems. Period, point blank.
Yeah, you gotta get to Ryan.
We can't unsee that. I don't care if Ryan has came off of 3 straight knockout losses. You're still gonna have to see that man before you proceed. He is a roadblock. You still got to see that man. And I have a question for the chat. Do you think Teofimo Lopez is a piece of shit? Yes or no?
Of course. Fuck him. He's a loser, and his whole family.
Shout out
Chappelle
in the chat.
All of them. Yes.
Yeah.
Right,
I think
Slick,
he's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Teo, do you think he's a piece of shit?
Yeah. I think bro's a piece of shit for sure.
Piece of shit, right? Okay. Who is going to beat the shit out of him? Devin ain't never beat the shit out of nobody, bro. So what's his
he
odds?
did.
Yeah,
he did.
See him lose?
Yeah, he did. He beat the shit out of Cambosis.
But hold on, wait.
He beat the shit out of Regis too.
He beat the shit out of Regis too.
If you want to see him get the shit beat out of him, who is gonna pass out an ass whooping more? Is it gonna be Boots or is it gonna be Devin?
It's gonna be Boots. Easy.
Exactly. So if you don't like the guy, you want to see him get his ass whooped, then that's the motherfucker you should be trying to campaign for. Meanwhile, Devin really, though, is at a situation where he's got to clean up his Ryan shit. I don't give a fuck if Ryan got knocked out the ring the last fight. Good for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you got to clean that up.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm a California dude, bro. I got that 4 extra energy, bro. That 4 extra, bro. I'm like on some... nigga, off the bat, nigga, take all your phase. Nigga, you still got phase with Ryan, bro. You got to take that.
Yeah, bro.
Before we can talk about anything, you have to clean that up. We gave you Ramirez, bro. Now move on, blood, and you need to fight.
You showed us nothing.
That's just what it is.
For sure. My guys is GMT Sports Casino Life Prayers is in the building.
What's going on?
What up, my family?
What's happening, man?
Slick 50 Casino in the building. I know y'all got plenty heavy thoughts on it. Slick, we'll talk to him.
What's happening, man? Nah, man, I just want to see T.O. get that ass whooping handed to him.
Get that work, nigga.
I want him to get. I don't want him not to be able to fight. I want him to be able to fight, to run into that ass.
Fuck him and fuck everybody that supports
the right person. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this ain't the first time somebody played the racist card or was actually really racist.
That's so boldly, though. That's so bold.
I'm not here to debate, is he really racist or he ain't fucking racist. I just want to
know
if he gonna get his ass whooping. Now, the Devin fight, yeah, got more appeal. You know what I'm saying? But shit, that shit could run into the same thing we saw Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to be fair, let's be real about it. But it may not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I will say that Teofimo isn't Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? He can move and stuff like that. But Teofimo like to counterpunch more than anything.
It's gonna be a fucking track meet, bro.
So who's gonna choose to go forward in that fight? You get what I'm saying? And that's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you force him to chase you, and I'm talking about Teofimo, it doesn't make for a good fight. anytime you pressure T.O., that's when he like that's his bread and butter. That's his thing. Until he know he got you hurt, then he presses forward on your ass. If he get enough leather on your face, then he press forward on your ass. If he can't get one of them two things off going good for him, it's just not a good fight. So it's not like it just takes Devin to make it a bad fight or whatever. Now I do agree 100% with what Nine say. Devin got some cleanup work. You know what I'm saying? Hand him the janitor broom, goddamn me. Get the mop and the flow, because that what happened doesn't make up for what happened with Ryan. You know what I'm saying? It just don't. You know what I mean? So should he fight Ryan next? I don't know. It remains to be seen. He can go fight somebody else, but to just jump to another big fight and to think that does Devin, because it just takes out the, when we say do this fighter deserve that type of fight? You know what I'm saying? That's a big fight for Dev, bro. I don't care what, I mean, if anybody don't agree with me, that's a big fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? T.O. and Dev. It really is. But has Devin put himself in position to deserve that fight, that type of fight? You know what I'm saying? After what we've just seen. You know what I'm saying? Rolly has. You know what I'm saying? Like Rolly to put himself in more fucking position than Dev did to get that fucking fight. So like,
Facts.
you know, at the end of the day, I mean, that's to each his own. Me personally, the boots fight, I would like to see it because more likely he gonna get his ass whooped by a bigger 154 motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You want to take that, go right ahead. But I still say that T.O. could possibly win that fight by moving the fuck around, because I stick with it. We saw what's his script. So far, what's Boots' kryptonite so far is movers. He don't like it. He don't like it. He wants to be the mover. He don't want you to move. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's pick your poison. Me, if I had to spend my dollar, I would prefer to spend it on Boots and Teofimo, you know, because I want to see him get his ass whooped. That's just a personal thing. But the bet that what's gonna give you the boxing match probably would be Dev and T.O. though.
I can dig it.
It probably would around the same height, this and that third. It just what Dev is gonna show up though. We used to saying that
Dev
about
definitely
T.O.
taller and bigger than T.O. though.
Right, true. But that's why they and that's why they say think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. We going to 147, but now we calling out a cat that can make 140 with no problem.
Fact.
But you can't make
140
with no problem.
I got a new video that just surfaced. I'm gonna show y'all to make me think something else could be happening too. Casino, definitely want to get your thoughts, big dog.
What's going on, man? I mean, shoot,
Man, it's good to see you, bro. God damn.
Man, shit, man, you know, nigga, busy, bro. Damn.
That nigga sound like he holding on the blanket, laying in there.
Sure.
Nah, nigga, I was just saying,
Cuddling with the
like,
blanket.
man,
Damn,
nigga be
Flick, you
busy,
playing
man.
on me?
Nah, nigga, I'm high as a bitch. Hey, man, I just got back from my daughter's graduation.
Hey,
Okay, congratulations, brother.
Short, nigga.
Man,
Yeah,
congrats.
she going to middle school, man. They be having graduation ceremonies, you know.
At preschool, they do that shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, this her second time. This is my second time going to graduation. She just not going to the 6th grade.
That's what's up.
But yeah, man. I mean, shoot, man. I'd rather see T.O. versus Boots, man.
Yeah.
I mean, basically for all the same reasons everybody said. I mean, like, come on, man. You know what you're gonna get. So it's like, I mean, people saying which Dev gonna show up. I mean, it's not no which Dev. I mean, until he show me otherwise, it ain't no more old Dev. This is Dev because he got changed. I mean, that's what it is.
A lot of people would agree with that, bro.
Yeah, this is Dev now. Like, you got changed, bro. His dad was on Coach Malachi's show saying that was the game plan. He was like, that was the game plan. He said it's a game plan you can't beat.
I refuse to believe that.
You ain't go to Coach Malachi's show.
I
man.
mean, no, not from your mouth. I'm saying from his mouth. And if that was true, that proved what I was saying yesterday, Heavy. When I was saying that he was looking for the fight ahead.
I hope that wasn't the game plan, man.
He said that was the game plan.
I think it was to an extent, but
man, let me tell you what he said.
I think we all could see the nervous energy. I think we all could see it. I think it was apparent that all of that foot shuffling was just nervous energy in that fight. He was scared,
he was on
bro.
Happy feet. He was on happy feet at the beginning of that fight, bro.
He was scared.
I think he did not want to
Go
get
ahead,
caught.
Finish your thought, Casino. My bad.
No, I was saying he said on Coach Malachi's show that out of respect for how good for the coach of the year, Robert Garcia, and his game plan, he was like, I'm gonna come with something that you can't beat. And that was the game plan because you can't touch him. And yeah, that's what his game. He was bragging about that shit. Like he was like, y'all need to understand this is boxing. Like y'all don't know what y'all looking at. Like he was dead serious on like
we know what we looking at, bro.
That
Like
shit was
we
trash.
know it's
That
the
wasn't
name of the
boxing,
fight is
man.
hit, not get hit.
According
We
to
know
him,
that.
we stupid. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but see, that's where they all get shit fucked up. Like that's the dumb way to not want to elaborate on what the fuck you really want to say. And I hate that shit. I did a video on this back when Bud said that shit. And I ain't take no appreciation to say we don't know what the fuck we looking at. You know what I'm saying? We know what we looking at, bro. At the end of the day, we know it's hit, not get hit. But that does not mean that you don't take chances to fucking engage, goddammit. You don't just get in that bitch, run around and not get hit and don't barely throw any fucking thing. You get what I'm saying? People pay, it's an entertainment factor of the fight. That's what gets you paid. If you have no entertainment value, what's the incentive for anybody to show up to that fucking arena?
The phrase he kept using was my bad, I'm gonna let you go. I'm just gonna say what the phrase he kept using.
I'm done.
This the phrase he kept using. He kept saying, I'm trying to educate y'all. He like, let me educate y'all. That's what he kept saying. He like, no. He kept, you know how he be like, no. Let me educate y'all. He kept saying, let me educate y'all what y'all saw. Like on some shit.
That's his way of spinning shit. He was trying to spin some shit.
He don't even answer a question.
I've sent that type of fight so many years. Now I can test everybody. If we didn't see that type of fight from a lot of fighters, bro, and it end up with the same result of us talking about it the way we talking about it now. So it's not like Devin is special. That we just saying it's about just Dev. We've said this about Shakur. We said this about amongst other boxers who took this same approach. Rigondeaux did it with Loma. We did, so and the list is long with this shit. So it's not nothing. Ain't about that. We know it's hit, not get hit. It's the point that we feel like you took the easy route.
But you know what, fellas? This is where I say the sin is in what Devin did. Like, and y'all probably heard me say this before. Like, if you look at if you go like get something from the store, like a food product or something like that, right? And hold on, here go the charger back. But yeah, if you get something from the store and it says it has XYZ in it, the ingredients. Now, before the fight, you're telling us this is what we're gonna get. This is the ingredients. This is what we're gonna get, right? You know you can sue a company if the motherfucker got peanuts in it. You just so happen to have a peanut allergy. You feel what I'm saying? And they're not giving us like what they're selling before the fight. That's not where we get what we're getting on fight night. That's the problem. They said, yeah, we got Shane Mosley in the corner, we got Nate Jones in the corner, and motherfuckers like, yeah, we gonna knock him out. We gonna stop him. You gonna see a different Devin. And then when we get him, we see a different Devin. But it ain't the Devin that they was insinuating we getting. So that's
but wasn't this the Devin that we all kind of anticipated though with that performance with Jose Ramirez? Didn't I know in my mind I had my mind made up, and if you go back and look at all of the breakdowns that I gave prior to the fight of what I thought I was going to see, it just completely happened. Well, I just thought this was going to be a back foot moving, lateral movement, running around, scared Devin Haney.
Now let me Heavy. Hold on. I gotta give you some pushback on it, Heavy, because like when you hear a fighting on the back foot Dev, bro, right? He should have been fighting on going back sometime at least. That wasn't back foot. That wasn't lateral. He wasn't doing anything. Going right. When you take a back, you taking half space, or you taking to get that space and get one off and get out. You breaking with a hook. You doing something. You're not taking enough space and just keep your high guard up and take steps back and break on and leave. Or you get cornered, then you finally have to engage. And I think like it goes back to what Nine was saying, because I said this before me and Chappelle was on here. I said that at the end of the day, they sold us a dream. They said we got a secret weapon. Y'all gonna see. And then the week of, they said we got Sugar Shane Mosley. Now having Sugar Shane Mosley does not translate to what we seen in that ring. It just does. Right. I've never seen Sugar Shane run around. I hate saying running, but we never seen Sugar Shane.
Yeah, it was back foot Dev to the third power, but I also said it was going to be Scary Dev, and that's who we ended up. We ended up getting 100% Scary Dev, right? Again, you go down, you go 3 times, you never took punishment like that in your life. Mentally, that shit sinks in, and to me,
Yeah.
Hey,
I
can I ask the
anticipated
question
that
to the
type of
panel when you done,
performance.
bro?
What you
Can I
say?
ask the question to the panel when you done,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah,
All right, bro.
absolutely. And for me, I would be lying if I said I expected any other kind of Dev. I didn't. First of all, you know that the knockout element ain't there for Devin no more anyway. Period. You know this was going to be a 12 round fight. Period. And you know Dev coming off the very first loss of his career, whether it's got overturned or not. We all saw the loss.
Facts.
So it was just hard for me to anticipate any other type of performance from Dev. That's why I wasn't shocked, and it was a trash fight, and I call it out and call it what it was. Go ahead
ATO,
now.
you hit that shit right on. Oh, my bad.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead. What you say, Casino?
I was gonna say you hit the nail right on the head, bro. And that prediction, like I predicted the same thing, and that's why I still ain't even seen the shit.
Damn.
I just saw
Casino. Shout out
all I
Casino
saw.
though.
I just seen. I
You
was
said
going,
you wasn't
bro.
gonna watch it.
You
I mean,
ain't
I'm
missed
on.
nothing.
I'm on
You ain't
strike,
missed
bro.
nothing.
I'm not, bro. I'm
Reg,
not
you ain't
wasting
missed
no
nothing.
more time, bro. I'm not wasting. Look, this is what I'm on, bro. Any nigga who done put like any nigga who done goddamn wasting my time, bro. I won't watch them niggas again until somebody tell me that them niggas just had a crazy fight. I'm gonna go back and watch it, and then I'll watch their next fight after that. Because if that's my requirement, I'm pretty sure I'll never see them
Amen.
niggas again.
Hey,
Amen, bro.
respect, bro. I respect it.
You know what I'm
I
saying? Because
respect it.
they're
I
not
ain't
gonna
I
do
ain't mad
shit.
at it.
They're not gonna do shit. Like the way you predicted how it was gonna go. That's why I ain't watching.
And to rebut what you were saying, Tio, and it ain't even a disagreement rebut either, bro. This is some real shit. And Slick, you know I tell you this all the time. And yes, I'm about to talk that shit. What did I tell
I
you
knew
when
it was
we was
gonna
on
be
the
an
phone?
I
I
ain't
feel
shit
like
moment
that
for nine.
everybody that we deal with is some of the greatest minds, boxing minds on YouTube. So of course we all called it to a T. That's not the problem. But the question I want to ask is this: where do we say, okay, this is crossing the line? When you say, yeah, I'm gonna come out and kill this motherfucker, I'm gonna beat his ass, I'm gonna knock him out, I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. When do we say, okay, that's selling a fight? And when do we move into, okay, now nigga, you bullshitting? What's the line? You know what I mean? Because, bro, at some point we gotta say, hey, bro, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? Now in their mind, they be like, oh, we just selling a fight. Okay, cool. But when do we say, okay, yeah, man, this is bullshit? When when does when do we say, okay, this shit's going too far?
Right. I feel
I
you. And
think
unfortunately, in the sport of boxing, even if we do recognize that they gone too far, what could possibly be the repercussions?
I
You know what I
think
mean?
I think
Not
that's
watching
I
that
think that's
shit, like
that
what
too.
the homie Casino said. Not
I think
watching that
Exactly.
shit.
Like I
that's
didn't see
right.
To shit
That's
either.
right.
Only one I saw was Ryan and Rolly because I thought that shit was gonna be lit. I made sure I sat down and watched that shit. Like when it was, you know what I'm saying? I was listening to niggas call shit, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, shit, I'm gonna just goddamn turn that shit on. I had some other shit on. I was
Yeah,
like, shit.
Ryan got lit up. Ryan got lit up.
Yeah, no, I watched that. I seen that.
I'm messing with you, bro. Cause I already...
Oh no, bro. I like Rolly too. Shit.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
like both them niggas. That's why I watched it.
Word.
They both some
Rolly
killers.
is a fucking bum.
Man,
Oh
Man,
listen,
shit.
I
Rolly the
don't give a
This
truth,
nigga
damn
bro.
what
started.
he is, man.
Rolly
That
my
nigga
dark
got
horse,
some.
bro.
He got
Rolly
some
the
bricks in
Shout
truth.
his
out King
hands.
Rolly, man.
He got some
King
bricks in his
Rolly, man.
hands. And let me tell you something about Rolly, bro. Listen, it's hard to goddamn end up where he at by just goddamn start boxing 17 and walk up in a goddamn the Mayweather gym, get signed and get on TV, nigga. How the fuck you do that shit? Because I know a lot of niggas tried that shit. Niggas got brain damage trying that shit.
Slick hit the trash
Hey,
button 3 times.
Hey man,
Hey,
Rolly
y'all can
Rolly the
laugh at the
dark
nigga all
horse,
y'all
bro.
want, but they saw something in the nigga.
He's the modern day Mayorga. I'm telling you, bro. He gonna talk that shit and when that motherfucker do his best
You know what I'm
and get a
saying? They
belt.
seen
yeah,
something.
Triple tap the
Shit.
trash button.
Hey,
man, y'all
Sylvester
know me, man.
Mayorga, he
I'm
just
all
knocked out a young cat too. I didn't know Mayorga was still boxing,
Yeah, he
but he
still
just
about. Yeah.
knocked. He just knocked somebody the fuck out.
getting somebody said
Swear
that
to
shit in the
God,
comment section. I couldn't
swear to
believe
God,
it, bro.
Mayorga knocked the fuck out that cat, man.
But
Yeah.
shout out
Slapped
Rolly,
him. I'm
man.
talking
You
about
know, if
slapped
I ain't
his
gonna do
ass.
nothing over here, I'm gonna give you some credit, and you gotta give credit when credit is due, man. Rolly fought a hell of a fight against Ryan Garcia. He deserved the victory, and in my opinion, he looked good, man. You gotta give that man some credit.
Yeah,
He
if it
gonna
Give
would
get
them
have
a
been
he,
niggas
he
some
gonna
just
get a
credit, man.
big
that was some
payday against
crazy
an even
shit, but
better
he did
competition and
that.
get super smashed. Watch this.
Let me tell
You
you some
gotta
real
give
shit
him
after that.
credit.
Hold
That's
on.
why I said he the modern day Mark Hogan. He'll win this one, he might lose the
Hey,
next one, but
this some real shit,
you
man.
just don't
Real,
know.
real quick, guys. Let me get to the chat real quick. Shout out my girl Coco in the building. I appreciate you, Mark. Win. What up? What up? What up? What up? My man LT say Boost will be more entertaining, but the one with Devin will be special without excuses. Yeah, you're right, man. Because you know if he does lose, of course, to Boost Ennis, they're just gonna say he was too small. He dared to be great, and he came up short. So you're absolutely right, bro. Go ahead, Casino. Finish your thought, brother.
Shit. What else gonna say? Fuck. Damn. I don't even.
Damn, I ain't mean to throw you off that fast, my
He
nigga.
was
Nah,
thinking,
bro. You know I'm over
where I
here.
lay
I'm
that damn
rolling.
Dutch
I'm
at?
Yeah,
I know
bum
where we
rolling.
ass.
left off. Rolly's the bum.
Oh
That's
yeah,
where we
yeah,
left
yeah. I
off.
was gonna say, bro, like you ain't got to be the best to be my favorite. Like not my favorite or even my favorite fighter, but he not my favorite fighter. But for me to like you,
Nigga, I
for me to
love
like, no,
fair
listen. Let me
talks.
finish. To like for me, or and I think I speak for a lot of people. For people to like you, you ain't got to be the best person, bro. You just got to be good enough to goddamn shit put on a show, bro. And nigga got balls and goddamn the nigga hit hard and shit. That's good TV, bro. And a nigga talking shit. I
Prince, I
mean,
agree, man.
you can't
Fair
really ask
talks
for
is my
more, bro.
nigga.
Like
I
people
rock with
always like to
fair
say,
talks. He'll do fair talks.
that niggas be tripping trying to keep they O and shit. And well, shit, I like the nigga who ain't got no O. That nigga ain't had an O for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Shit,
Yeah.
and he's still fighting any big name they ask him to. Shit, niggas better quit hating on Rolly, bro. He got more balls than all these niggas. Some of these niggas too good. Some of these niggas so good, I'm not watching it because you got too
Said
many
he too
skills. You got too
good. I
many
ain't even gonna
skills.
watch
You got
shit.
so much skills that there's no point. You know what I'm saying?
This shit ain't exciting. The
It ain't
excitement
hitting.
element ain't there.
It ain't
Yeah.
hitting.
In the words of Casino, you just went there and got your ass whooping for nothing.
You
For
too smart.
nothing. He be
Like
fucking
that's what I'm saying. Like these niggas ain't got too smart. Like you too smart to even be a boxer. Like you so smart that you ain't getting hit. You know, at all. Like nigga gonna just he's so smart, he's just gonna run. You know what I'm saying? This
hell
nigga,
Feds,
yeah.
though.
you could have been something else,
Nigga
nigga.
tank out of left field.
You could have been something else. If you that smart, nigga, if you don't want to fight, nigga, why you
E-Dub.
fighting?
Salute E-Dub. What up, my guy? Shout out Mark in the chat. He say, sound like Bill trying to cover up the fact that Dev was a bit scared to get hit. Yeah, man. I know Happy Feet when I see him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I know
But look at his face though. You saw his face? Why he was fighting?
yeah,
I seen the highlights on and that meme with the thing where they had it like sped up and it was just showing how much nothing he was doing.
facts,
That's what I saw.
facts,
Yeah.
facts. Salute, throwing straight facts. You say, man, he did his thing talking about rolling facts, man. You got to give him. Got to give him a little bit of credit, man. That's what I'm always do on this channel. Is most definitely, listen. You got to understand what kind of work these niggas put in, man. Whether you like their personality or not, whether you like their style or not, whether you think they ain't the most fundamentally sound or whatever the fuck, you gotta give them some credit for stepping in there and willing to throw them goddamn things. Because most niggas ain't. Gotta give it to them. For sure.
I ain't even T.O., bro. I'm done with him. I see somebody in the chat said something. He said T.O. went too far, bro. I 100% agree.
Yeah, shout out Beastie McNasty. He said Tia went too far. Yeah, I mean for a lot of people, because you got to understand that's extremely sensitive for a lot of people, especially coming from where I'm from in VA. You know what I mean? Racial shit out here get crazy. You know, you can get yourself fucked up. We not like LA and New York and all of that where the Mexicans can run around saying shit all willy-nilly, or the Puerto Ricans. It's different out here. So you can never really tell nobody how to react. I always say you can't tell somebody how to react, especially when that ain't something that they used to. And
It ain't
T.O.
the
definitely
norm.
rubbed the black fan base and the black boxers the wrong way. So
Bro, I'm so
I
done with
agree
him.
100%.
Bro, I'm so done with him. I ain't even watched the highlights on his shit. I don't even know how that shit looked. Like,
Like I said at the beginning of the video, of the live, you try to distinguish between the two, right? I try to damn punch you left and had to come back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. All right.
Excuse me, my bad, y'all.
Let me remove this other one. Oh damn! Did I remove? Damn, I removed Casino. My bad, Casino. Shit. Oh,
I was in
maybe
here
he'll come
going
back.
crazy because I bet on the Thunder, bro. So I'm in here pumped right now.
Come back, Casino. My bad, bro. You try and
Let's go
separate the
OKC,
two, right?
nigga.
Like for me, I'm trying to separate Teofimo, the dickhead cornball, from Teofimo, the fighter.
I can't do it.
Because I got a ton of respect for it, for the sport. And I respect the hard work that this nigga has put in to get in there and perform.
I don't.
And whether you like it or not, for most niggas, their favorite fighter will never be a two-time lineal champ. You feel me? That's a tremendous feat at the end of the day. But it's hard to appreciate that when you're a dickhead and an asshole, bro. For sure.
And a bigot.
yeah, and you know the thing. All right, so Ryan and T.O. both did some racist shit, right? But I just want, and it ain't much of a difference, but there is a difference. I'm gonna tell you the difference, right?
Mm.
Ryan did it one time, came out, apologized, and shit. You know what I'm saying? T.O. do it, and
Right.
every time he do it and get backlash for it, he try to act like we stupid.
He tripled down on this shit.
He be tripling down on, but he triple downs on it and
Yeah.
then try to act like we stupid. Like the first time, like he always tuck his tail, like
Where
even
gaslight the fuck out you.
even on exactly like even on like with Keyshawn and shit. Like he got them when Keyshawn confronted him, the nigga was on some old talking calm and trying to act like he was reading a book and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then then Terrence Crawford confront him. The nigga talking about it's just promotion, and then double back right around, then come back double back talking about where that nigga at, like, and then try to act like, and then he try to act like we stupid talking about he talking about I said liquor. You know what I'm saying? Like you playing with like it's like you feel me? Like some
Yeah.
like T.O. bro, I don't have to ever see him fight again because bro, I want, bro, I want to see
He
something.
playing in
I'd
your
rather see
face.
something.
Showed me a
I'd rather
lot,
see
bro.
something get done to him. Like somebody do something to him where like the nigga be fucked up. Like he can't even fight no more. You know what I'm saying? Like he get caught
Type
somewhere.
shit.
Like he's trying to go hang out or something, and a nigga just crack the nigga with a
That's what
bottle.
I said. It ain't got
You
to
know
be
what I'm
you.
saying?
Somebody gonna catch him, bro.
Somebody crack his ass with a bottle, and then the
Somebody gonna
nigga
catch you for
goddamn
playing stupid.
be in a
For
wheelchair for the
real.
rest of his life or
Somebody
some
gonna
shit.
catch
You
you,
know what I'm
bro.
saying?
That's how that shit always go.
Yeah.
They think
Like I
they
want to see that
safe
nigga get hit by a
on
car or
TV,
something.
but
You
it's
know what I'm saying?
different, bro. This the world wide web. You're not in your little bubble. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, out here in Missouri, like where you from? That shit don't fly out here, bro. If he would have said that, the
Yeah.
whole room would have turned around and like, what did he say? Like it would have been instant. Like what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Man,
And
not
I
to
think people
mention,
get on this internet and think like you trying to use it for what it's used for, a marketing tool and things like that. But sometimes they go too far by not realizing because remember his first statement. Well, me and my dad, we from New York. You not in New York. I was taught earlier, it's not where you at. It's not where you from. It's where you at.
It's
And
where
at the
you
moment,
at.
you on the World Wide Web. So when you speaking on this piece, you can't say everything you want. Just like when Stephen A. forget and say, nigga, oh fuck, now I gotta apologize because he's
nah,
not at home.
but to
He
be
on
honest with you,
Yeah.
TV.
Slick,
You
it's
get what I'm
past
saying?
that though, because even the shit he doing now. All right, so like you talking about the old shit when he used to say the regular nigga shit, like how we be
No.
saying.
I'm saying from when that was his first excuse.
Oh, okay,
Oh, I'm
okay.
from New York, and even that's how severe it is. If he was here, right, and he didn't use the ER, he just said nigga. Everybody would have looked
Yeah.
at him like, who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
Fact.
it didn't have to be the ER. You know what I'm saying? So when he
Yeah.
said
It,
that, when we
it,
from
it
New York, we
ain't.
do that. You got to understand that you're not in New York, bro. You on the World Wide Web. That's what the www in the front means. The whole world is seeing this. You know what
I
I
ain't
Word.
gonna
mean?
lie, like in Atlanta, we don't care if you're a Hispanic nigga and like now it's a different type of Hispanics. Like it's Hispanics that be like more American, and then like it's Hispanics who don't talk like that regard.
Right.
You feel me? But
I learned that in California. I learned that living in California. I had to get used to that shit.
Yeah, but here, if you like a Mexican or Hispanic person that's like kind of urban and shit, like niggas not gonna trip if you just say nigga the way we do. But everybody, I don't give a damn where you at. The way that T.O. doing, the shit T.O. doing, that New York shit don't fucking matter, nigga. Watermelons and bananas, motherfucking ERs and shit like that don't
Yeah,
work
and the
in New
monkey
York
shit.
either.
Yeah, all that
That
shit
don't
is
work in New York
disrespectful,
either.
man.
And people, the boots reference. Like people skipped over that, and I guess because a lot of people don't got kids and shit like that. But Dora the Explorer, y'all ever know?
Yeah.
Y'all know who Dora the Explorer? Remember, he was like, "I'm Dora. I'm
Yeah,
looking for
the
boots."
Boots was
And
the
you know
monkey.
Boots? Thank you. And that shit went over
Yeah.
everybody's head. Like
I caught
I'm
that
just
bullshit.
Dora
It
looking
just
for
made me
boots. I
madder,
was like,
bro.
"What the fuck? He's still doing this shit?"
Still doing that shit.
Like, damn.
That's what I'm saying. That's the
My
part. That's
daughters
the
came up
problem.
on Dora
That's
the
why I'm
Explorer,
done with
so
them. Like, I don't even want no
yeah, that shit hit
apology.
home.
I don't want no apology or nothing. Like, it's like I just not watching T.O. Like T.O. I don't
Like
even think about
and
T.O.
that right
bro. Like,
there, that was not an accident. That was well thought. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That was a well
yeah, for
thought
sure. He
line.
put some,
couldn't wait to
he put
say that.
some thought behind that.
Right.
But on a good note, he's paying for it. He's lost a lot of endorsements. And he under investigation. We should be getting word about his situation sometime next week.
That.
So
yeah.
we gonna see. You got to pay for them mistakes, man. Real quick in the chat, my guy throwing straight facts. He said, at the end of the day, Rolly watched the Tank fight and followed the same game plan, but he could have been more active. But as far as T.O., he can get me to support nothing he do at this point. For sure, man. And unfortunately for T.O., I think you took the wrong route if you wanted to piss niggas off or sell a fight. It's better ways to do it than to completely disrespect, black fighters and black fans. It's the wrong way to go about it. But he been screaming that black fighter favoritism shit over there at Top Rank forever. So
that's
he
what
been
makes him look
butthurt.
even
That's
dumber.
Where it evolved
He
from.
been butthurt.
Yep, that's
that
where it evolved from.
That's what making him look even stupider. Racism in this motherfucker.
He was saying black fighter at first, and then evolved to the other word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fight sport talk in the building. What up, my guy?
What's
Appreciate
up, guys?
you
Thanks for having me
joining us,
back on, man.
What's up with you?
Thanks to all of you. Yeah, it's good,
sure.
man.
What up, brother?
I'm glad you guys mentioned T.O. because this is something I felt very strongly about, and I don't know how I'm going to put into videos because it looks like they're aiming for Boots and T.O. to fight each other. Which I was on the Boxing Voice this morning New Zealand time, and I just feel it will be crazy if they don't make T.O. versus Haney because they just fought on the same card. They hate each other. A lot of the African Americans hate T.O. So it's like, why not?
Because Devin Haney can't get no get back for our people, bro.
Well,
Devin Haney not gonna hurt him.
We want to see him get hurt.
Yeah.
Hey, fair enough. Hey, you know what, Casino? On that note, I understand why people want Boots because I've been on the record, and I don't know how I'm going to break this down for people. Boots annihilates T.O. and Haney, like no question, because
we need that boy. We listen. We need him changed for the rest of his life. You see what I'm saying? Devin Haney's not gonna do nothing. He gonna go in that bitch, come out looking the same.
Like a Crawford Spence type ass whooping. That's what we need.
Yep. No, we need it worse.
Yeah.
We need I need a Badu Jack cut down this shit. I need what else I need?
Well, that's a hell of a cut, boy.
This is what I need. This how I need him. I need a Badu Jack cut. I need Ugas eyeball. I need a goddamn. I need a what else? I need a Regis Pro Grey nose. I need a goddamn all in one fight. All in one fight.
You want deformities. Real quick, fight sport. I'm glad you're here, bro. I'll give you an opportunity to answer that question too, man, while we got you and give your breakdown. Teofimo, it appears he could be getting a Devin Haney fight next. He's been pushing for a shot at that third lineal versus Jerron Boots Ennis. What's the better fight, and who would you like to see Teofimo fight next?
Well, the fight I want is Devin Haney and Teo. And to respond to what my man Casino just said, if you guys want to see Teo get his ass whooped, then Boots is that guy, because I've said on the record I'm a big believer in Teo's skills, but Boots kills him because Teo has two advantages over his opponents: one, his height and his reach, and his just his speed in general. He's able to pick these guys apart. Boots is not just a very naturally gifted athlete; he's an athletic freak. So Teo, that fight would not be that competitive. So if you want to see Teo get whooped, call out Boots Ennis.
Now, I think it's gonna be competitive though.
Wow.
But
maybe,
I think Boots got bad intentions, and that's enough for me, bro. Like as long as he put hands on that boy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
when I say well, it may be competitive for a few rounds, but I just mean overall it won't be that competitive. Like once Boots finds him, I reckon it would just be a matter of time before Teo gets beaten up.
Yeah.
No, we need a.
You know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen? If Teo start getting beat up, this is what's gonna happen, bro. Teo get beat up, he gonna run. Shit.
He gonna run like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he gonna run, bro.
Well, to respond to Heavy Bag, to respond to the other question you asked me, how Teo and Haney would go. Haney, in my opinion, I don't think he should move up to welterweight either, because I don't think the guy's lacking confidence, and I've had some members of some of his biggest fans call me out for that, but I can't lie about what I see. When Ramirez was getting close to him, and this was a slow guy who telegraphs most of his shots, when he was getting close to him, Haney looked like he was panicking. It looks like he was grabbing hold of him because he was worried about getting punched back. Yeah. So because of that, I don't think he should move up to fight bigger guys. Yes, he's got more skill than these big guys, but they've also got more power. So I think he should stay at a light welterweight, and if they don't make the Teo fight for whatever reason, then for me, call up Hitchens, get Puello or Russell if Puello beats Matias. To me, they're all good fights.
Man, to be honest with you.
But what in your opinion, what's the better fight, Teo versus Devin or Teo versus Boots? I know you're saying Boots if we want to get some type of or if we want to avenge the culture, but what do you think's the better fight?
I think the better fight is Teo and Haney, because, well, Haney's on the comeback, and again, I feel the guy's lacking confidence. So I think if you have to get him to take a step up from Ramirez, then a good fight for him is a guy who's, decent, who's got good speed. Teo's good in most areas, but one area that he's not just bad at, he's terrible at, is against boxers. Like this guy cannot cut off the ring. I mean, it's embarrassing. And Teo's dangerous, but he's so reckless when he attacks. I mean, if you just box and move, this guy's going to be like a bull against a matador the entire time. So in that case, it's actually a good fight for Haney. The one thing Haney would have to worry about is make sure he doesn't get caught, because I don't know if Devin's chin is going to hold up. So for me, it's a fascinating fight, and I can see both of them winning. And yeah, I think that, right now, and I know a lot of people ain't going to like this, I would pick Teo to win, because I don't know if Devin's chin is going to hold up for 12 rounds. Excuse me. But it's, again, a fascinating fight. And it's a fight where the two absolutely hate each other. The dads hate each other.
Yeah, to boo the shit out you.
I'm gonna tell you why.
A lot of history.
This is why Teo would be.
Casino. I'm gonna let you go right after Punch. Punch hadn't gotten a word in here. Did you have something to say, Punch?
Oh no, I was just fucking around and talking shit. I was saying that, yeah, man. I don't think that. Only reason if we would have got the Haney before he fought Ryan in our recent fight, I would think he could beat Teo. But yeah, seeing the way he was on his back foot like that, yeah, Teo probably would win. But the hater in me wanted to boo the shit out you just now, sports talk, but I didn't. I kept it under control.
Punch, you didn't like that I'm picking Teo to beat Haney. You didn't like that.
No. But the Haney that we seen In New
It's
York, yeah, Tio
realistic though.
that Haney. Yeah, in reality, he can
Yeah,
beat that Haney for
it's
sure. That's
realistic.
no cap at all.
Casino, you had a thought?
Yeah, I was gonna say the reason T.O. can beat Haney now is because like boxing is not about thinking and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's more about doing the same shit over and over in the gym where you ain't got to think. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And this nigga Devin Haney, he thinking and shit. Like you can see him thinking. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And once a
Trying to say he trapped in his
nigga in
own
there
head,
thinking, once a nigga in there thinking, it's over, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
trapped in his own mind.
Yeah, it's over, bro. Like unless he can get out of it. But I ain't never seen a nigga get out their own head though.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
Niggas been wanting AB to let his hands go for like 10 years.
Yeah,
That's
man.
a fact.
Madonna did a great job of just stopping all of that nigga offense.
He put his
That's what I'm
brand on
saying. It
pause.
be happening like that though, but it be sad. Like I know a lot of niggas don't want like everybody want to keep like I be hearing a lot of people be like thinking Devin is still gonna be some shit. Like it's like it'd be hard to swallow that pill. You know what I'm saying? Because
It's hard.
nigga,
I can see it, but
I
it's
think
like what
they're
you
on.
said. It's like what you're saying. He got to get out of his own way. I said that before. I think he in his own way, but it's based on that experience he went through with Ryan. If he can't get past
Yeah.
that, then yeah, damaged goods. But if he can get back on the ball, yeah, he can be a name, top name again.
Yeah.
his
And
best bet is
if you're
probably
gonna
to fight Rogan.
continuously get that version of Devin Haney, like I've been saying, that's extremely hard to beat. And then at some point, niggas just ain't gonna want to watch him fight, or you'll just be paying to see him lose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a horrible style and a horrible performance, in my opinion. Great mention of Richardson Hitchens. I got a clip I want to play for you guys. Just gonna segue to a part of the same subject, but it leads me to believe that maybe everything isn't completely wrapped up when it comes to a Teofimo and Devin fight. I don't know if you guys seen this yet. I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you.
They told me Haney trying to come down to 140.
Well, listen, nah, he don't want to come back and do that.
Wait,
ever since I became champion, Haney got the fuck up out of there.
Shit. Now, Bill, wait, hold up, Bill, before you answer, Bill.
I'll tell you one thing, I was on vacation, and now I'm back working. I'm scouting.
You scouting?
Yeah, I'm scouting.
You scouting?
Champ.
Oh, that's why you get off.
June 14th, I'm going to show him what his son should have done to George Cambosos.
Oh, shit.
What he did, it was cool boxing, it was whatever, but when I'm about to do this, to one of his son's best wins, it's going to be nasty.
Wait a minute, I'm a troublemaker. Now, I'm going to tell you, they said Times Square was kind of boring.
Yeah.
They said people went to sleep.
Oh, we're going to wake him up this fight.
Just be careful.
Uh-oh.
Eat wisely.
Right.
Eat smartly.
Okay.
Because Cambosos ain't nothing just easy to chew.
Right.
Devin made it look like that.
Gotcha.
Cambosos is a good fighter. I'm expecting a good match between two tremendously talented
Let's
fighters.
talk about it.
And I'm going to be here and I'm going to be watching. But I'm scouting right now.
Bill diffused that.
Please, can I go first?
He put some wire on that fire, didn't he?
So that was, of course, Bill Haney scouting. So he just pops up at Richard Hitchenson's gym, right? Approaches him, let him know that he's scouting. And my thing is, why would you be scouting? What are you doing at Hitchenson's gym, bro?
The same thing he was doing.
So this leads me to believe that maybe because if you already got something, if you got a fight lined up and ready to go next, there's no way you should be wasting time at Africa Gym, bro. What did you doing there? Slick, talk to me, man. What the fuck is he doing at the gym?
Working out himself, man. I've been saying this minute. Bill, like he losing hella weight. It looked like he was in there hitting the bag.
So you gonna go to Africa's gym to work out, nigga?
He can scout all he want. That ain't gonna make no damn mind. I mean, it is what it is. I don't see them hitting. I don't see Bill doing that.
He losing
no
weight.
time soon, bro. Unless he look like garbage. Now, if Hitchens win, but he look like garbage, yeah. You know how long for them took them to fight Ramirez, bro? They was scouting Ramirez for years, bro. You can go to Ramirez fights and find Bill and Devin in the crowd, dog. In the crowd. They've been looking
Ramirez
at
wasn't no damn champion at the time, though.
Yeah, but they wait till he sold all the way down and to when people was talking, oh, he ain't the same and blase, and fight him at a catchweight. So, like, you know what I mean? I don't
No, he's
I don't think
scouting to
nothing
see
coming
if.
from that.
I feel
I
you.
don't.
Casino, what you make of that?
My bad. I be forgetting that we be going around in circles. My fault. I keep trying to jump in and shit.
Yeah, I
But
don't like niggas talking all over each other.
my bad, bro.
You
What
good?
I was gonna say? I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I was gonna say that he was scouting him because of what y'all was saying earlier. Like I heard somebody say that Devin can't fight at 147. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he can't. But at the end of the day, man, they gonna hurt him. Man, he getting too old for that. Trying to make 140 shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It ain't a lot of niggas that's 27 can goddamn that big can be goddamn weighing 140. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's a small, like 140 pounds is small as fuck, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and that nigga big as
Yeah.
hell. They finna get him. He gonna fuck himself up. But they scouting him for real, probably. And if he have a bad performance, bro, that's probably who he gonna try to fight next.
Boy, I definitely got 2 cents on it. Punch. What you make of that?
It's giving me Regis probate vibes because then they show up at that nigga's gym and then the fight got made. I could be wrong, but then
Yep.
that's the same shit he pulled, bro. So like you said, man, if Hitchens put on a fucking shit show, then yeah. But there's no way he's putting on a shit show against George non-ferocious Bumbosis. He got this in the bag. He knocking him clean the fuck out all day.
Nah, but if he don't show power, he, you know.
And he really don't have much power, but he got the
Hitchison ain't knocking George out, bro.
He's not knocking. He didn't knock Power out. He's not knocking George out.
Yeah, I mean, Kambosos ain't shit, but I think it takes an extremely elite fighter to knock him out. Fight talk. Give me your 2 cents on that. Fight talk. You went to sleep? Shout out my guy, Too Rich in the building, man. I appreciate you joining us, man, and hopping on. Sound like you got 2 cents, man. Get it off your chest.
All right, what's going on? Back to the T.O. Devin Boots thing, man. I think it's Devin, man. I'm gonna tell you why. If T.O. go in there with Boots is gonna be highly favored. Even if T.O. were to lose, T.O. can hold his head up. He don't really lose anything. He just tried to do some astronomical shit and it didn't work. But if he lose to Devin, that's his contemporary. See, I can't get out of my head when T.O. lost to Kambosos. He said, if I would have beat Kambosos, I was going to drop the belt to make it harder for Devin to become undisputed. So he already was ducking Devin. So I want to see that fight. Now, it's a twofold thing. We hear all the chat about Devin, get him out the sport, get him out. Okay, cool. I don't want to talk him out the sport. Okay, if we want to get him out the sport, let T.O. whoop his ass if he can do it. So I think it's kind of a twofold situation. We get to see what Devin at, and we really get to see what T.O. at. Because one thing T.O. hasn't done to me is beat an elite black boxer. So we can get everything wrapped up in one with a T.O. and Devin fight and see who really like that. Because I think T.O. would take that defeat a lot harder because Devin was one of his contemporaries versus Boots is just a shot in the dark, man. Something he don't have to really feel bad about, They'll pat him on the back if he get beat by Boots.
Right.
As far as Hitchens,
that's a great. Okay, go ahead real quick.
Okay, I'm interested in the Kambosos. I'm one of them kind of weird guys that like Kambosos. I like that he will fight. I don't think he's the most talented guy at all. But if Hitchens is not on his game, Kambosos is gonna show it because he's swinging while the other opponent is swinging. That's how he dropped T.O. He's not scared. You might beat him up, but he ain't scared to let his hands go. So I'm interested to see if Hitchens can dispose of him like Devin did, or do Hitchens have the experience? I really don't know. I know he's a good boxer, a good jab, good shotgun jab, but I don't know if he had the experience where Kambosos been in there with the top of the division, man. So, I'm interested to see how that play out. And I think that would determine what a fight like Hitchens and Devin would look like. But I agree with y'all that Devin. Go ahead.
There is some intrigue there. I agree with you there. Real quick, I just want to rewind and ask you, even though I know you got your reasons why you would like to see Tio fight Devin Haney, but what do you believe is the better fight? Devin Haney versus Tio or Boots versus Tio?
I think it would be Devin Haney because I think the odds would be closer. I think it's a closer matchup. You know, I think T.O. shooting for the hill with Boots. I don't like matchups when it's 9,000 to 1 odds. You know what I mean? I think that's what we're gonna see when it comes to the fight might play out better than that. The fight might play out better than that, but I still think everybody's gonna be like we really looking for Boots to punish T.O. I want to see T.O. get beat by somebody that's of his ilk. And I think that's Devin Haney, or even if it was Tank or maybe even Shakur, but we know Devin Haney, T.O., all of them was part of the Four Kings. So I would like to see them fight because we never got to see those fights. So I do think that I think that's the better matchup. Right? I think it's a better matchup.
That's the difference because I think that's what you were hitting on the first time. You believe this is the better matchup, but when the bell rings and the fight starts, what do you believe is the better fight? Like you're going to enjoy the most?
If I think if I was going to enjoy the most, I would say Boots. That would be the most enjoyable fight. But you know, I'm not really into the enjoyment of the thing. What I think is Devin can't play whatever games people think that if he's gonna run around. I don't think he's gonna be able to do that against T.O. because T.O. gonna outclass him. So I think it'll be an exciting fight whether T.O. just outclasses Devin and Devin's scared, or Devin shows up and turns back into the old Devin and beat T.O. I think it's fascinating. Either way, we're gonna get some answers. We're gonna answer some questions.
Okay. And what do you make about Bill hanging around Richardson Hitchens' gym, saying he's scouting?
He's scouting. I believe he's scouting. Also, I think he's trying to get in Hitchens' head a little bit. I think he know Kambosos might be a little bit tougher fight as far as Hitchens' level. We still watching Hitchens develop. So he could be kind of, you know, playing the mind game with Hitchens a little bit. You know, I favor Hitchens in the fight, but man, I like Kambosos. I just like his tenacity. You know, you see a guy that maybe not as skilled, but he willing to use will. And sometimes will outdo skill on the right night. And I think that's what happened with Kambosos and T.O. You got the right will, you can outdo skill. So, you know, but I do think Bill is just kind of, you know, playing mental mind game.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Fight Talk, you there, man?
Yeah. I got to.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to bounce just because it's like early afternoon here. But I appreciate you guys having me on. One thing that video showed was that there's like no chance of Devin fighting Hitchens. So I hadn't seen that video, so forget that I even mentioned that fight. And because Puello and Russell are with the PBC, maybe there's a low chance of Devin fighting either of those guys. So in which case, maybe he does move up to welterweight. And yeah, with T.O., I agree with everything Too Rich said. If T.O. loses to Devin, it's going to be almost a blow that he won't be able to get rid of because he lost to a rival. And because they've been at each other for so long, it's like it'll be one of those sort of loser leaves towns situations. So it'll be, which is another reason why I hope it happens. And I guess T.O., he had a good run at lightweight, but before the Kambosos loss, one thing that, you know, he didn't look good against Nakatani, and that was because Nakatani wasn't even the best guy he fought, but Nakatani was just taller than him. And so if he and we've seen him look bad against Jermaine Ortiz, and he didn't look $1 million against Claggett. So if he fights either of these guys, Devin or maybe Hitchens, maybe that fight gets made, his career could be on the line. So, and I know a lot of you guys in America, they want his career to be on the line. So it'll be. I just hope that that Boots ends up fighting Yasov. I know that's a high risk, low reward fight, but it's a good fight for his legacy. And yeah, see what happens. But thanks for having me on, guys, and all the best.
All right, Fight Talk. That's New Zealand, right?
Fight Talk. Yep. New
Yeah,
Zealand.
all the way from
Yep.
New Zealand, man. I appreciate the love for show. Fight talk. All right, Too Rich, what is Casino? What is Punch? What is GMT? We talking boxing. Real quick, let me get to some of these chats. Beezy McNass, he said, I like Dev, but he looked afraid. I'm a big Boots fan, but he won't get any credit for beating T.O. And I think that is what's sitting in the minds of a lot of people, man. It's a built-in excuse with that Teofimo Boots fight. But for me, I just think the intrigue is him, Teofimo Lopez, going for his third lineal. That is, that's just a hell of a milestone. Like, again, most of your favorite fighters will never be a lineal champ, right? You think about somebody like Earl Spence, everything he's been able to accomplish in the sport, stayed at 47 forever and has never been a lineal champion. So it's an intrigue in there. And I just think that would be the more exciting fight as well. Slick, I think you had some more thoughts on it.
No.
Oh, that was Casino. My
Everybody
bad.
pretty much, like I said, I felt like that was a better matchup.
Hey,
But,
well, I'll say this. Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I just think like Too Rich hit on something that it would it's his contemporary. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be the better matchup. It's just if like you got one guy who not really gonna know how to cut the ring off. Like say if you don't come to T.O. operates off counterpunching. Then the other guy, you don't know what guy gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? Boots definitely. I think Boots will be a good fight, but I think T.O. does have a chance to win that fight, and I do think that Boots don't like movers, so I don't want to see another hug match. I don't want, you know what I'm saying. So, but I do agree if T.O. loses that fight, he doesn't lose anything though. You know what I'm saying? It's a pat on the back.
For sure.
Have a parade like Edgar Berlanga and get praised. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Casino.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I seen somebody in the chat say that Boots wouldn't get no credit for beating T.O. and then the brother who was just speaking, I forgot who it was.
Too Rich.
Yeah, he was saying that he said something similar to that. Like what I'm saying? Like it's people gonna be expecting
It's a built-in excuse there.
Yeah, but I don't think nobody gonna be. I don't think it's no weight class even coming to nobody mind about this shit, bro. I think it's just, bro, we got a nigga finna beat this racist ass. That's all. It don't really matter about all that extra shit. Nobody thinking about the size. T.O. a little swole ass nigga, man. I mean, shit. He the same size as Brian Norman or goddamn Stanionis. He ain't no
That's true.
goddamn Stanionis ain't no bigger than T.O. So at the end of the day, shit, man. I mean, I don't know. I guess some people. I can't say who would. I can't say who wouldn't want to see Boots fight T.O. over Devin, but because I mean, it's people up here saying they would rather see it, so I can't say that. But it's like, come on, like man, ain't nobody think about that shit. He gonna get all the credit in the world, bro. Somebody just want that man ass whooped.
For sure. And I think that's why I keep leaning towards Boots too. A big part of me want Boots to knock this nigga I mean, one of them cold ass knockouts.
I really wanted
Too
Crawford
Rich. You
to
had some
do it.
thoughts.
Shit.
Too Rich.
Oh. Now I'm gonna say that I'm not as big on Boots as y'all are. For me, I seen Boots the last 3 or 4 fights just make the same mistake, man, pulling straight back with his head in the air. So if I'm training T.O., bruh, we swinging big shots, man. That's all we gonna do. We gonna just come in here and lay that joker gonna pull back and we gonna try to take his fucking head off. I don't think he's worried about the Boots fight. I just think you go in there, balls to the wall. And could he fuck around? I mean, it's T.O. Could he mess around and do something? We didn't seen him do it before. So, but I think if he fights Devin, that's a harder mental fight because he don't want to lose that fight to Devin. With Boots, it just be he makes a mistake. We're gonna try to take advantage of a mistake. He's not gonna outbox Boots. Boots gonna out talent him all day. But Boots make 1 or 2 mistakes a fight that if T.O. could capitalize, that would be catastrophic, man. because T.O., the way he's fight, he's not gonna have pressure against Boots. He's just gonna go in there try to do the unthinkable that everybody think that he can't do. But if he go in there with Devin, he is not gonna want to make a mistake and lose to Devin. He's gonna be embarrassed. I think he's gonna think more. And something I saw that people don't talk about, that everybody around the ring seemed to say that every time Devin did hit Ramirez, he hurt him. I saw better angles out of Devin punches. I would love a scenario where Devin stop this dude, man, answer some questions, or T.O. beat Devin and get him out of here. One of the two. I just really want to see some question answer. And I just think T.O. gonna swing a haymaker at Boots, man. He's just gonna throw caution to the wind. It ain't nothing to lose. Just try to catch this dude slipping, which would make it a good fight. Which, you know, it'll be a good fight. But I just think he won't have a mental barrier like he would against Devin.
Mm-hmm.
I feel what you're saying with the mental barrier, but let me, my bad. I just want to reply to what you said.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because you were saying, like, I don't think Boots is like, no top pound for pound fighter or nothing like that, but like, you know what I'm saying, I don't know how highly some other people think of him, but I don't think he like a GOAT or nothing like that. I just think he better than Devin. Like,
oh yeah.
He'll whoop both their ass. So it's like, shit, I'd rather see him fight anyway. Like, Boots versus any. If you ask me, would I rather see, you know what I'm saying, Boots versus Haney? I'd rather see Boots versus Haney than goddamn T.O. versus Haney. Because it's Boots in there. Like, as long as Boots in there, like, he's better than both of them niggas. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's better. So it's like, shit. Put the one with the belt. Put the one with the belt with the one with the belt.
And to be honest, this is Boots' class, man. He was an amateur and fought these guys. You know what I mean? Some of these guys. So for sure, I can dig it. I understand, man.
Well, let me ask y'all a question that I'm not familiar with. Explain to me what lineal means.
Hold on. Save that question real quick too Rich, because I had a thought. I agree with what you said when you made that point that they not going to want to lose to each other, and they both going to be in there thinking. And I think that's what's going to make it a boring ass fight, bro. I just believe that Teofimo versus Devin fight it's gonna be a head nodder, bro. At the end of the day, that's just my 2 cents. Real quick in the chat, Alfonso Ochoa, he say Loma versus Dev was a draw, and Loma stopped George. Something Dev couldn't do or even knock him down. That's facts, man. That was the difference there. All right, too, Rich, you had a question.
I was just saying, explain to me what exactly lineal mean, man. I always hear it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't sure what that means.
Bro, I just put a video out there explaining it, a short too. So lineal champion, which is represented by the ring belt, the ring magazine belt, the lineal title, it just means that you're the man in the division. So when you seen cats like Teofimo Lopez unify the division, or Lomachenko unify the division first, that made him the lineal, right? And Teofimo beat him, that made him the lineal. He beat the man. It's just saying that you beat the man. Or like when Josh Taylor was undisputed and T.O. beat him. And now that Boots is the first to unify 47, that makes him the lineal champion. So it makes him the man in the division.
Okay.
Usually it's the number 1, number 2 go at it if it's open. You know what I'm saying? Number 1, number 2.
Yeah, now if it's vacant, if it's well, no, not number 1 and number 2. You have to be champions. You have to unify.
Right.
You have to be a champion. That's why Stanionis was a champion and Boots was a champion. Well, and the first guy to unify the division is the lineal champion. Yeah. Right. You understand, bro?
And you can
I got it.
And T.O. ain't never been beat, so he can claim that. And they usually reign supreme over any belt. So like when Tyson Fury came back, it didn't matter who had a belt. He was lineal champ. Nobody ever beat the man. So you carrying paper championships. Until you see me, you ain't got no legitimacy to that belt you carrying, because I let him go.
But y'all said Spence wasn't the lineal champion. Who was the lineal champion at that time?
No, he wasn't.
No,
nobody.
They never did put it up.
Oh, nobody. Okay.
Nobody. They didn't put it up until he fought Bud Crawford.
Bud and Crawford, right?
Oh, Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
But that's how I usually. That was the thing about the boots, though. I will say, because usually that's how it go. Like, it's not just 2 champions. If you got 4 champions, how do you pick out of them 4 to say you 2, and then we gonna make you lineal? Usually, the 2 fighters are unified. Them 2 fighters come together, and that's who get it. You get what I'm saying? But
I got a question.
It's different now. You know what I mean?
About the lineal thing too.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so you know how you just said somebody just, y'all said that nobody was lineal until he fought Crawford, right?
Not nobody. They weren't.
Yeah.
Between them.
They were. But they were number 1 and number 2.
Right.
So all right. So T.O. became lineal how?
When he beat
Lomachenko.
And how did Loma become lineal?
Unified the division.
He unified the division, and he let go of that for that one belt that Haney had for the franchise belt. So he
For the
had
franchise
all the
belt.
belts at one point in time.
Oh, so he was undisputed.
He was undisputed.
Hold on. Loma
He
been
was
undisputed.
supposed to be
No, he
technically
was.
he was never undisputed.
No. Yes, he was. He let go of the belt to get the franchise. Remember? That's how
If you look
Devin
at the
got
history
his
books,
belt.
Lomachenko ain't undisputed, bro.
Yeah, I never heard nobody
Nah,
say
he should have
Lomachenko been undisputed.
Because he let go of the
Nah.
regular belt. He
The
let go of the
WC
regular
fucked
belt.
him. I did a
but
video on this. The
technically-
WBC fucked Loma and they fucked Teofimo Lopez out of undisputed.
They ain't fuck T.O., but I don't know about Loma because Loma relinquished the
How?
belt.
When you
not
beat
wanting to
Loma,
fight.
who was supposed to
Let me
be?
finish, bro. How wasn't he if he had all the belts and he let that belt go to be franchised? And remember, because Devin was chasing him. That's how Devin got that belt from Loma, right? If I ain't mistaken, he got that belt from Loma. He let that belt go, and it went to Devin. So he had that belt at one point in time.
But
So
that was before he took the belt from your boy.
Was it?
Yeah, that was he only
I'm
had
wrong.
3 belts at the time,
Okay,
bro.
then that's what it was then. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so how was
he
Loma?
only had 3 belts. That's why Loma's not. If you look at the history books, Loma's not undisputed.
I got you.
So how was Loma lineal, or who did he beat to become lineal? Where Errol Spence had 3 belts at the same time. Errol Spence had
He
3
beat
belts.
the number 2 guy at the time, which was I think it was Comey, bro.
Yeah, it was
Comey. Yeah, it was Comey. Oh no, wait, it was Comey.
It was Richard Comey.
Oh, so all you gotta do is
Yeah.
okay. So if it ain't no lineal, if it ain't no lineal, and it's only
no. Wait, what didn't I thought Teo beat Comey?
No, Loma beat Comey first.
So if it ain't no lineal, you can the one and two.
Comey got T.O. the Loma fight.
Wait,
the ring
Comey didn't wasn't that for the WBO Intercontinental though, or some shit that they fought for? I remember that.
Or I don't know. See, this is why I said they should just kept the shit the way it used to be, bro.
No,
what was your question again, Casino?
I was gonna say so if you're lineal, I mean if to become lineal, you can be number 1 person can have a belt and number 2 can have no belt and they can fight, and then now you got the belt and the ring belt basically.
No, the number 1 and the number 2 from tradition, from what I've always seen, it's when the number 1 and number 2 both have belts.
Right.
Oh, so they both gotta have belts.
Yeah, they both are champions. Just like the Boots and Stanionis, they both was number 1 and number 2, and both were champions.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Loma beat Comey after T.
That makes sense. I get it now.
Man, I bet you a lot of people don't know that. They be talking and don't. I damn sure didn't know.
It used to be between like
one more question.
But it used to. Hold on, let me say. I got you. But it did used to be in that manner, like how they did the way they did Earl and Bud. That was the traditional manner. It wasn't no like okay, say it's 4 belts scattered, it's 4 champions, right? Ring didn't pick two champions and be like, yo, y'all can fight for the ring. It was like y'all gotta figure this shit out. And then if you got 2 belts, I got 2 belts. Boom, just like Josh Taylor Ramirez, they had 2 belts apiece at the time. And so Ring Magazine belt was on the line then. You get what I'm saying? Now it's like this weird shit going on where, okay, we're going to pick Boots and you, and y'all fight for that shit. You get what I'm saying? That ain't how it used to be, though, bro.
Yeah. But I was gonna ask one more question. I was gonna ask,
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
so like when T.O. went up and fought Josh Taylor and became lineal, T.O. ain't had no belt. Did he use his belt from 135 and elevated? I mean, not elevate, but did he use what he had at 135 to be able to get that opportunity at 140?
Didn't he get
Well,
stripped
No,
of
I
Well,
mean
something?
he didn't
he
have
lost. He
fight
lost
though.
on his way out.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
George
he lost his
Kambosos
way.
beat him.
Yeah.
That was his very last fight at 35.
So how the hell? So
Yeah.
how he fight Josh Taylor and then become lineal?
No, I think he fought
I
two
don't
dudes.
Hey,
He
know,
can
fought
I
man.
Trevor
can I
Martin.
explain it for you guys? Because I
Hold
actually
on.
like hopped on.
Your
I
phone.
actually hopped on for it too, and I'm
Your
driving, so if I sound fucked up, my bad, y'all. But
Yeah, you sound super
like
fucked up, but we can
You
hear
loud
you.
as hell.
yeah, your shit like a
no
robot, bro.
shit, man.
Yeah,
All
your
right,
shit
well,
like a
Yeah.
robot.
the way the lineal is, if y'all can hear me, is it's pretty much the man to beats the man to beats the man. It's the linealship, just like your kids is your lineage. You know what I mean? And so whoever the lineal champion is, the man that beats the man that beats the man. Unfortunately, you know, in boxing, the linealship will get broke. And the only way that you can get the linealship back is you have to be undisputed. Now, as far as T.O., I mean, and Loma had 3 of the belts. T.O. had the IBF. But he dropped it. Loma dropped the WBC for the franchise,
That's
and
what
then
it
they
was.
gave it to Devin. That's the way it worked. So when T.O. beat Loma, rightfully he's the undisputed lineal champion.
Right.
Because remember, at that particular time, they was calling the WBC that Devin got like the pride belt or some shit.
Yeah, they was gonna call it the pride belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I
So
say the
technically,
WBC out of being undisputed.
yeah, and how he got undisputed in 140 is Josh Taylor. He was undisputed, but they stripped him of all the titles and only kept the WBO. So he's the lineal guy because he undisputed at 140. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But when they stripped him, only belt he had left was the WBO, and that's what T.O. beat him for, which made him the rightful lineal champion because he beat the man to beat the man. Remember when Josh Taylor fought Ramirez for undisputed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He ain't lose after that. So he was an undisputed 140 champion. And T.O. beat him.
Right. That's just
We
like when old boy
literally
come
just
back. That's
said
what's
that.
up.
Just
Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't know, nigga. I was driving. I heard a little bit of it. I was like, damn, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, that's the thing though. T.O.'s been what they say, $1 late and a quarter too soon or some shit like that. That nigga's always been one fight from being undisputed. That's fucked up, T.O. He's always one fight from being undisputed.
Yeah, it's been fucked up, bro. It was fucked up. Yeah, it knows it was fucked up.
But as far as T.O. and Boots, I'm one of those dudes, man, like Timothy Bradley. I feel exactly what Timmy's saying, bro. Listen, man, I think T.O., as piece of shit as he is, he could give Boots some problems. He could give him some fits. Whether he beat him or not, that's to remain to be seen. But T.O. is literally like the most talented dude, most battle-tested dude that Boots will ever fight. So in that, you know what I'm saying? And T.O. out. Go ahead, bro.
And that's the only reason why, if you guys can remember, I was saying that's the intrigue for me. Mm-hmm. Like, it's nigga who 2-3-time lineal. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, that's a hell of a feat.
He really bootleg 2-time undisputed.
Real shit. Real shit.
Yeah, facts. Cause you know he really is. If the WBC ain't come up with that bullshit ass franchise belt to get Loma to duck Devin, he would have been undisputed, bro.
And if Josh Taylor ain't dropped them belts and shit.
I don't think it was to get Loma to duck Devin. Loma didn't duck Devin, bro. You got to remember, bro. Unification trumps mandatories. So Loma didn't duck Devin. At that particular time, I thought the belt was going to be, the franchise was going to be something like the WBA. Remember, WBA got the super title, and then they got the regular title. That's how it was packaged to us at the beginning. So I didn't look at that as a duck. And especially if he didn't fight Devin and he went on and unified with T.O., bro, that you can't call that a duck. He did not duck
You're
Devin.
right. You right, because when he picked up the WBC, as a matter of fact, he picked up the WBC from Luke Campbell.
Yep.
He picked up the WBC from Luke Campbell, and then he fought Teofimo Lopez the very next fight.
Yep. And T.O. fought what? Comey? Did he beat Comey for the IBF?
He beat Comey for the IBF, yep. And that's what made it undisputed for undisputed. That would have made it for undisputed hadn't the WBC implemented that dumbass franchise belt.
Yeah, and see, at first we thought the franchise belt was gonna be like the WBA Super Champion. Remember what went on at 47 with Ugas and Pacquiao. So I figured, okay, yeah, he's the super champion. You know what I mean? Like, okay. You know, but they changed it up.
I'm thinking about it in hindsight. I wonder why the WBC ain't honor the unification trumps mandatory. Why did
because they dirty. They dirty motherfuckers,
man. They fucked T.O., bro. T.O. got fucked royally.
Yeah, think about it, man.
I wasn't giving him a hard time when he was running around saying he was undisputed, because
I wasn't either, bro. Yeah, and you got to think about it like this. At that particular time, think about it, y'all. Just a trip down memory lane. We made videos about that. We was bitching about that. The WBC didn't know exactly what the fuck they wanted to do.
Nah.
First they said that he was. Yeah, first they said he was undisputed, and Devin had the pride belt. Then they said some other shit, and then they was all over the damn place.
They didn't expect the shit to change hands that quick. They was gonna make it basically into a super, but it was too quick because they was gonna make that a pride belt, and it was gonna turn the franchise belt, make it winnable. So they was gonna turn it into a super. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, fellas, I'm in
the franchise belt since, man.
Yeah, fellas, I'm sitting up here at Raising King's drive-through, man. I'm about to order this food, so I'm gonna jump down.
All
right, my nigga.
You and that damn.
Heavy bag, slick, man. I'm about to get out of here too, man. I'll be in the chat.
All right, too rich.
Okay, my nigga, too rich. Appreciate you.
I appreciate
Rich, now appreciate you. Round one, man. Appreciate you for jumping on too, my brother.
Thank you, man. You know, I was hearing you guys talk about Tio, and I'm like, I heard Punch up here. I'm like, oh, y'all talking about Punch's favorite boxer. All right.
For sure. Oh, yeah, man. So to get that cleared up for Casino, my man Casino had some lineal questions, man. Hopefully you got to understand it, bro.
Yeah, I got it. I got a question for you, Heavy. I was gonna ask you, I heard Lamont Roach and Tank Davis is scheduled for the 16th. That's cool because it's a day before my birthday. So I'll be litty up in that biddy. But who you got in the rematch, man?
For Tank, bro. There ain't no way in hell they gonna let Lamont Roach win.
You for real?
Oh yeah, man. They'll rob that nigga again if they got to. Either Tank gonna knock him out. Either Tank gonna knock him out or they gonna rob him. One or the other. Pick one.
Slick, who you got, Slick?
Ooh, what fight?
Did you hear about the
Tank Roach
and the Loma rematch?
Man, I'm tell you, goddamn me, if Roach don't get a knockout, goddamn me, she.
I feel that way, bro. Yeah. I feel that way. Hey, I feel like
my number one motto since I started my channel was when I step in the ring, everybody against me, and he better have that same fucking mentality. Fuck the ref, fuck the judges, fuck my mama.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck that. I'm going on balls to the wall.
Tank got too much of a chance, so he ain't gonna knock him out. Either he gets knocked out or he gets beat on the scorecards. Casino?
Shit, I got Tank. Shit, I mean, I don't even think it's gonna look like the first one. I think it's gonna be more exciting than the first one. But,
man.
I'm thinking it's gonna be a knockout, but I'm thinking it's gonna be like a late one, like on some ain't expected to happen right then type shit. Like it's gonna be some like everything was all good, just as
Some Frank Martin shit.
like it's gonna be some Frank Martin wasn't all good just 10 seconds ago. Like it's gonna be like some he was just straight 10 seconds ago type shit.
Oh,
It's gonna
what's
be
his
like
name? Like how he knocked out. What's that dude's name? Leo Santa Cruz out of nowhere.
yeah. But nah, he ain't gonna I ain't saying he gonna go to sleep like that though, but like how exactly. Like how he was just straight, then he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be kind of like that. I think it's gonna
be he was straight and then he wasn't.
I feel you.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I feel you. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm anticipating a good fight. It ain't gonna be like no Leo Santa Cruz though, because Tank can't pressure Roach like he do some of them other smaller guys. For some reason, he allowed Roach to just stand right in the pocket and catch and shoot. But it made me think whatever Roach was hitting his ass with was stinging him because he respected it. He respected that space for sure. Real quick in the chat, you genius 1126. He said Tio versus Gary Antoine is the fight no one is talking about. Oh man, I would love that unification, man. But to me, it just seems like Tio ain't looking to unify 40, and he's anxious to get to 47. He's anxious. I think it's just too many champs there that is not big names. Everybody know this next class with Tio and Devin and these cats coming up. These are bigger names than the Brian Normans and the Mario Barrioses and the rest of them niggas at 47. So they coming with a ton of marketability, in my opinion. So I think he's just in a rush to get to 47 because it's a lot of danger at 40 for T.O., bro. And like you say, you genius, Gary Antoine is most definitely one of them. I can't wait to see this nigga's next fight for sure.
Yeah, 2 reasons that ain't gonna happen. PBC and T.O. is not taking that fight, bro.
Bro, I don't even think that's
the ass whooping.
I don't think T.O. running from the small. I think T.O. just be. I mean, like I'm trying to be not biased. Like I know I really don't fuck with him at all, but at the same time, he always the first one out of that group to pop it off at the next weight class. He always the first. He always want to beat everybody else first to the next weight class, bro, and get a belt and shit. Like he always want to do something amazing.
Unify the division like you did 35.
I mean, but sometimes he want Boots. Like I think he really just want to fight Boots. I think he think he could beat that nigga. He not unbeatable. Yeah. Like I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think it's gonna be another situation just like because he not finna just beat T.O. down, bro. Like T.O. not finna stand there and let the man beat him down. He know what he dealing with. Like when T.O. fighting somebody who good, he come good. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a good fight. Like and he gonna be the first one once again up there trying to do something crazy at the next weight class. And I mean, and I thought he was gonna get his ass whooped by Josh Taylor. Man, I don't think he gonna beat Boots though. But I'm just saying, like, it'll be a good fight because T.O. really a good fighter, bro. Yeah.
BC McNasty in the chat, he said, "What those franchise belts, man? Shit's gone, man. Niggas talked about them franchise belts so bad that the WBC said, man, the hell with it. Take them off the market, man. We done fucked the game up."
Wasn't Canelo a franchise belt? Remember?
Yeah, it was created for
around that time. Yeah, around that time.
I guess Canelo, it worked because he was moving up and down in weight divisions. But then still, man, because it was like he was supposed to unify back, because I remember when he was the world champion, I think it was Jermall Charlo who was the interim champion. Out of nowhere, that motherfucker became the world champion when Canelo became the franchise champion. And I just didn't get it because they never fought each other. They kind of like ducked each other back to back. Like these guys ducked each other.
Yeah, they made that for Canelo because he was the money man. They saw he was gonna be the money man, and that was the main rule.
Well, yeah,
he was able to make the best fights.
Back in the day. That
was it was the same thing with the what was that, the WBA Super? It kind of got the same rules.
Oh yeah,
the WBA
Super is still, I don't know. That's crazy because
you could duck your mandatory.
You had
fight somebody.
Haney, bro. You had Haney as the Super because he was the undisputed. You had Tank as the Reggie, and then Rolly was the interim, which is crazy like, yeah, you had 3 different belts, like all like lined up, and they're all the top guys,
The
basically.
WBA, another one that be
Hey, that's
confusing
right.
niggas.
That's right. Canelo still is the fucking franchise champ. You right, Ryan. He sure
See,
is.
that's crazy too, though, because it's like, all
He
right, the
sure is.
franchise belt is like, what do you do? You ain't gonna unify that or nothing. It's like even when Loma had it, I was kind of confused on why he had it. You know, I'm like, why does he have a belt that doesn't make sense? You know?
So they couldn't. He didn't have to fight his
Like
mandatory in
Mandos.
Devin Haney
Yeah, no Mandos.
and unify. But see, that was the problem. They was trying to make the other sanctioning bodies weren't going for it though. They was trying to make it to where the franchise belt could be a belt that you could unify with.
Yeah.
And they wasn't trying to recognize that shit.
Yeah. And the public
You know what I'm
wasn't,
saying?
because I was like, what the fuck? The night
Yeah,
of the
they was
fight,
getting
I
too
was
much
going
backlash.
in. Yeah, that night they was, because they said Teofimo, it was on the TV, undisputed. I said, hold on, you can't win that fucking belt. How the fuck he win that? Because they made that clear when they gave it out to Canelo. It's to be bestowed upon you. You cannot win this. You can't win this belt. You know what I'm saying? And when they did that, I was like, how though, bro? I'm with y'all. He should be undisputed, some fuck shit. But in the day, I was like, nah, bro. Y'all doing some hype shit like y'all did with Loma, pretending like he never lost before.
Yeah.
ESPN took that fucking put that O up there so quick.
Hey, that's crazy work. I ain't gonna lie. Now that's crazy work. I ain't gonna lie.
Facts, bro. They all crooked as shit, man. Just like the WBA, like what was this, like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, they were supposed to have been completely getting rid of the interim belt.
Yeah, and that
I ain't gonna lie though.
Me and you did a show on. Yeah, they was supposed to get rid of interims, and we was like, that's the shit, bro. They gonna have one belt, and maybe the rest of the motherfuckers follow in line with that shit.
It won't gonna supposed to be no WBA super. You supposed to have one fucking belt.
One belt.
They still ain't done that shit.
Hey, you know what feel the same as them putting Loma up there with that O?
What?
Devin having his O.
Hey man, the people, that's one I always say, that's one thing I love about boxing. It's about a quarter of public opinion. We can watch you win a fight, but we know who lost that motherfucker. We know. We know, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
We
it
not
wasn't
gonna
no
let
point
that
in
shit
giving
go,
him that
bro.
shit back, man. Like,
you wouldn't have half the rematches you got. You know what I'm saying? Or half the fights you got.
They kind of had to give it back to him, man.
Nah, they didn't have to give him that shit back.
Nigga pop dirty, man. The nigga pop dirty.
I ain't never seen nobody do that though. Get their shit back. Only time I seen some shit, I did see Keyshawn Davis. They did that shit to Keyshawn Davis.
Boy, you just took that shit right out of my mouth, bro.
That was lame.
Nair Albright.
That was lame too, though.
That
was lame too. That was lame too, bro.
Now I understand them keeping that the way it was with the weed, but a PED, man, shit. I understand them giving that nigga his old back. Real quick in the chat, Ryan Frazier, he says, then we got to get mad at the IBF. They stand on business and strip Usyk while he was about to have the undisputed rematch. Yeah, man, you know the IBF, man. IBF was strip your mama, bro. They don't give a fuck.
They pick and choose. They pick and choose. They getting the same way. Like I said, they do that to Better Be.
Yeah.
Twice. They had 2 opportunities.
Well, I don't know if Better BF's mandatory was up because Usyk it had been. I think it was supposed to have been a whole year.
No,
I think it was over a year since he had
over a year because he had a mandatory before the first fight, which was the same dude, and then after that fight was over, he still had the same mandatory. They didn't force him to fight him, but then Better Be get him. Now that not Better Be, Bivol inherited his mandatory. They talking about stripping him if he not already stripped.
I don't know. I know if your mandatory do with the IBF.
Now, Loma,
because my thing was
Loma
even with the blood
wrote in not to be stripped. They gave him to October. He claimed medical his back. Remember we was talking about Loma when I was on her, like, why the fuck they ain't take Loma shit? He wrote in and this is back. They giving him to October.
Because they script Bud before they even knew about I thought it was
Man.
about the money at first, but they script Bud before they even got the details if there was going to be a rematch with Earl Spencer. Now, they didn't even give a fuck.
Swear,
Yeah.
but well, the thing is,
I mean,
it was slated
some
for a
of them do
rematch.
that.
They knew it was supposed to be a rematch. They just didn't
Rematch,
yeah.
But that's
And
money.
they still right. That shit crazy.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't Jermel stripped of the WBO just because he fought Canelo for some reason. Like they said, once
he
the
get
first,
special days.
the first bell rings, he's gonna be stripped off the belt. Like when they say the
Yeah.
first, So I'm like, damn, I didn't know why they did that, but I mean, I guess I see why,
But that's
Of
why
course,
they
they had to have him
Because it had been 2 years. I think it had been like 2 years since he picked up the WBO.
Yeah.
Like when you get them belts, man, you got to understand that's 4 mandatories, and some of them niggas been hanging around for a minute.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They were trying not to hold up the division or hold up the belts.
I remember like fucking I think Frank or no, not Frank, fucking what's his name? Boots, wasn't he like the mandatory for a minnow for fucking Spence?
Yeah, he chose
On
that
the
Spence route.
IBF?
Yeah, he chose
The
that.
IBF, yeah.
And then like I guess like they
He
just
could have
just
chose
holding
Bud
them
route, but he
back.
chose Earl route.
Yeah, but they just like I don't know, they
Castillo
hold him back.
Clayton.
But Earl was special. Earl didn't fight no mandatory. Earl fought like one fucking mandatory, bro, in his whole career. I don't know. He always got past his mandatories somehow.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's why I was like, damn, Boots, he got like I felt like maybe he would have fought him if Earl beat Bud. Maybe that could have happened. Who knows? But yeah, man, Boots was a Mando for a minnow, I think.
Yep.
I think he was a mandatory ever since that Castillo Clayton fight.
Was it the first video or the second one?
It was the one outside.
He only fought him once.
Outside. Yeah, they was outside.
Yeah,
And he knocked him the fuck out.
Yeah.
Damn. What are you talking about, BZ? Hold up. See, now this nigga want to get me started, man. I'm finna get out of here. This nigga want to get me started. Heavy, when your boy Keyshawn.
That fight gotta happen, bro. That fight gotta happen.
Don't fight Andy Cruz.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a good fight.
That gotta happen. It's gotta happen.
I mean, listen, I swear to God, I wish it was next.
Right.
If they would have announced Andy for the be back here next month, bro, I would have been happy. But we gotta face reality, people. This dude's got 5 fights. He's only got 5 fights with 2 knockouts, and don't nobody know who the fuck he is. Only the hardcores know he beat Keyshawn in the amateurs.
Yeah, that's true.
There's completely no marketability, and the nigga looks super regular in all of his fights for real.
Yeah.
So it's just hard, man.
But
Listen,
it's gaining steam though, man. People really
you got a foundation to build on.
It's not gaining no steam.
It's gaining steam. Yeah, it is. It's gaining some traction, bro, because for some reason, and not I'm just saying, like today's fans is really into that. Whoever beat you in the amateurs, you should go on and dust that off in the pros type shit. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Really
It's got a foundation.
Yeah.
But usually when it happen, bro, the person from the amateurs has been doing their motherfucking thing too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like Andy Cruz not doing his thing, bro. Like at the end of the day,
he's not.
Edwin De Los Santos. I feel like Keyshawn doing enough things for his respect without Andy Cruz. But to be honest, until you just said that shit, I forgot about that nigga Andy Cruz.
He about to be on his next card.
I forgot about him. Oh, he gonna be on Keyshawn card?
Nah, he about to be on this George Kambosos Richardson Hitchens card.
Is it that card? Okay.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Keyshawn the headline and stuff. Bro, that nigga Andy
this
Cruz
nigga ain't did no headlining.
He on the
this
prelims.
Nigga ain't done shit.
He be on like the prelims shit.
But tell me this, y'all, real quick. I got a question for y'all.
Heavy, man.
No. I got a question for y'all. If Eddie Hearn was for real about this fucking fight, you don't think he would have been on social media or somewhere talking about all of the fucking offers he sent Keyshawn Davis to fight Andy Cruz?
He'd have been selling all types of snake oil, goddamn.
We would have heard about several offers coming from Eddie Hearn to Keyshawn to fight Andy Cruz. That nigga ain't sending no fucking contract, bro.
Hey, he ain't showed him nothing.
That nigga ain't dumb.
He ain't showed him nothing.
So when they keep talking about this damn Andy Cruz fight, which I want that fight, God knows I want it. Ask yourself and go scour the internet and see if you see Eddie Hearn talking about sending Keyshawn a offer. Because that's what Eddie Hearn do, right? Eddie Hearn sends all of these offers, has no problem getting on the internet and telling us that he sent these fucking offers.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's facts.
Who
Hold on,
would
we
you
got
have
somebody
in a
backstage. Go ahead, Casino.
I was gonna say, who would you have in a fight, Edwin De Los Santos or Andy Cruz?
I would, man, Andy Cruz, to get this shit out the way so these niggas can shut up about it.
I'm saying versus each other. Who would you have? Like,
huh?
Who, Edwin versus Cruz?
If Edwin and Andy Cruz was the fight, who would you have winning?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Edwin.
I'm leaning.
Edwin, I'm taking Edwin in that fight.
See, that's what I'm saying. That just go to that. That's what I'm saying. But Keyshawn doing bigger and better shit.
Hell yeah. Edwin then for Rayo and Shakur.
Hey, I was talking.
This nigga Andy ain't even fought nobody
really
yet.
Doing bigger and is Keyshawn really doing bigger and better things?
I mean, he got a belt.
Okay,
he's starting to.
You got a belt. All right, you got a belt.
But Andy Cruz, what does he even rank?
Is that AJ?
No, it's AC.
Oh, he ranked high. He ranked high, and most of them.
Yeah, what's good,
Andy
man?
Cruz ranked high.
I'm gonna say it like this.
I ain't even introduced this nigga yet, man.
Yeah, that's AC, man.
That nigga jumped right in here. What up, AC?
What's good, bro?
I don't even know.
I just want to say it like this. I've always been big on Keyshawn. I was telling dudes about Keyshawn coming up on different panels, and I'm like, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, Keyshawn is it. You feel what I'm saying? But the thing was, I was caught up in the eye test, and then when I really started to look at the top ranked diet that they were feeding him, and then the hype that was coming off of these plates that they're feeding him, I was like, okay, they moving you. I see the business side of how they moving you because you're coming in with leverage, and your leverage is the fact that you have your two brothers. So that's a built-in package. I could build a card off of you and them two guys. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes to this Andy Cruz fight, right? The thing is this, even in the past, in Sugar Ray Leonard eras and stuff like that, we heard of these voluntary, coming out of nowhere voluntary fights, and we like, the fuck is this? Excuse my language, but we were like, what is this? And in that aspect of asking that question, then we find out, oh, this was the guy that beat you in the amateurs, or this was the guy that handed you your first victory after your 10 or 12 fights or whatever. You want your get back. When I look at Andy Cruz, right, and you're trying to tell me, that you are this guy, and media is telling me you are this guy. You could be that guy, but he may have your number. He may just be that guy that has your number.
That is true.
AKA the biggest joint, Shane Mosley and Vernon Forrest. Shane had never ever beat Vernon in the amateurs. When Vernon got his opportunity to see this man in the pros, you got destroyed by the guy. And I'm saying with some sort of hyperbole in it, but you just couldn't compete with Vernon. You didn't look like the great Shane Mosley we were saying you were. And then some dude that Shane could beat and beat definitively beat you. So to me, that is this Andy Cruz situation. Yeah. Like Andy Cruz could be garbage to everybody else, but guess what? He'll always beat Keyshawn. You could be garbage in both street.
We're gonna see though.
You could not accept it, but when you really
wasn't it the same way? Wasn't it the same way with Oscar and Shane Mosley? Shane Mosley beat Oscar in the amateurs and in the pros.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying. When you really look at Keyshawn and you ask yourself, from the time I started to see him and from the time, he got his silver medal, you feel what I'm saying? You were in the gold medal match, but you lost that opportunity. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to take the silver medal.
Close ass fights too, boy. God,
exactly. So
close ass fights.
When
pitter patter ass bullshit ass amateur fight. There was some close. If y'all and this, let me give this shit some context. And I urge you guys that's on this Andy Cruz hype train to go. The shit is on YouTube. You can watch these fights between Andy Cruz and Keyshawn. Them shits is fucking razor sharp close.
And you could
it's
say
not
the
like
same
Andy
thing
was in there fucking Keyshawn up.
But you could say the same thing for Lamont Roach versus Tank. When you go back and look at those two amateur fights that are out there on YouTube right now, close ass fights. One of the fights looked like, yeah, he beat Tank. But that's the one that he put in contention and things like that. But this is what I'm saying. When I look at Keyshawn and I look at, has he shown me growth? Have you shown me an improvement in certain techniques? Yes, you're fighting these guys that you have all the advantages off of because that's part of the top ranked diet in the beginning. Versus where dudes was trying to tell me, nah, he ain't ready for him. Well, Abdullah Mason is coming up the same way Terrence Crawford came up. Oh, but Keyshawn got a belt. Yeah, in 14 fights, Terrence Crawford didn't get a belt. He didn't get his first belt against Ricky Burns until he was 21, 22 fights in.
22. Yeah, 22.
So at the end of the day, don't tell me about how fast Keyshawn got his belt when I know he's on a top-ranked diet. And when I'm looking at a dude like Abdullah Mason, who I'm seeing is constantly growing in every fight, he's working on things. He accomplishes those things. He had a hiccup in trying to master the uppercut. The next fight he comes back, he masters that uppercut, drops the dude, and then finishes him off. So when I'm making an argument, listen, if Keyshawn don't get off that top-ranked diet, Abdullah Mason gonna destroy him. If Abdullah Mason can stay.
So them niggas, so you trying to say they're not on the same diet? They both top ranked, so they not on the same diet?
No, not at all. Because you see it with certain fighters. You see listen, Bud and Lomachenko were both on top rank.
Let me ask you. Let me urge you to do this, AC.
Lomachenko.
I want you. I'm gonna urge you to do this, AC. Go look at Abdullah first 13 opponents, and then go look at Keyshawn first 13 opponents.
That's again, you're making you just asked me a question off the point I just said is.
No, I didn't ask you a question. I say I urge you to do this.
You're asking me to do something when I'm telling you, even if I look at that, when I look at Terrence Crawford's career, who didn't get his first belt until 22 fights in, Terrence Crawford's career is more like the development of Abdullah Mason than it is with Keyshawn Davis. So whatever Keyshawn did in his first 13 fights is kind of irrelevant to me because I know the diet that you're on. And then when I'm looking at really what's going on, show me when Keyshawn did not.
But that's a hell of a diet. AC, that's a hell of a diet.
Yeah, because you put money behind them. Look at how they was trying to move Berlanga. Then now you looking at how they trying to move Xander Zayas. These guys invest money because they know you have what it takes. I
get what he's saying
to build this.
To a certain extent, like if you was to take a deep dive into Keyshawn's last fights. Now I get what he's saying. This is not taking nothing from him.
Yeah, I want to see him versus. I want to see your boy.
I think the De Los Santos
versus a Nair Albright or a Modano. And then that'll answer more questions for me for an Abdullah Mason. Until you start fighting that type of competition, he's on a better diet than what they gave Keyshawn for sure.
Abdullah's building his career from the mud. That's why I'm big on Abdullah, because it's from the mud.
He's sharpening his tools. I think it's a matter of the long track versus the fast track. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Like if you really take a deep dive when he fought, what was that, Lemos? Well, they didn't tell people Lemos was coming down, but they made it seem like he couldn't make weight. Well, he was coming down to fight him. If you look at Dennis Berichick, he was way bigger than Dennis Berichick.
But he never came down though.
But you understand what I'm but you get what I'm saying though. So like if you look at
we got to give Key, a ton of credit for Lemos. No, you got to give him a ton of credit for Lemos because he never came down.
He lost weight. He came down. He gained that shit back though. So like at the
what you mean he gained it? The nigga weighed in at 141.
Right. But he still lost.
Okay.
Weight, you know what I'm saying?
But just he weighed in 6 pounds over.
He did weigh in 6 pounds over. But what I'm saying, he still lost.
He weighed in less with Hitchison at 40 than he did with Keyshawn at 35.
I get the defense, but I'm saying if you look at it though, so they don't tell you all of them things, right? So and then you look at that he was way bigger than Bernacek. But I don't take nothing away from him, so I can see what he mean by like it is Top Rank does have a system. The kids that they fast track and they're gonna get you the names, but those names are gonna be potentially they see that you could win. Not that you're gonna win. They see that you can get. You understand what I'm saying?
Win for sure.
They didn't. Now for us, Abdullah is on the slow road where you're gonna get your soft touches, your medium touches, and so on and so forth. It's not like we're gonna give you no big name now. We're not gonna give you nothing now. But the difference is that Abdullah gonna be sharpening his tools, and when he does get there, it's a big difference. Hence why he's bringing up Terrence Crawford. You see what I'm saying? If you
because
watch the journey
he's
of
in
Terrence
line.
Crawford, he was the same way. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people try to discredit Terrence Crawford because they say he don't have a lot of names, he don't have these, he don't have that. But you see how sharp Bud is, though. You get what I'm saying? So I get his point, though.
He's in line.
I think what was kind of confusing me is like I felt like he was trying to say he could see the progress on Abdullah, but he don't see no progress with Keyshawn.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what he's saying because
and I'm trying to tell you it's because they're so far. He's so far ahead of this dude.
No. I've been watching boxing way too long to go for that, bro.
I get what he's saying. Now you gotta see it. If
I know exactly what he's saying.
Look at it like this, Tio. Look at it like this. If I'm fast tracking you in a fight that you potentially can beat, potentially get beat. We're not seeing the same rate of progression as we would see in Abdullah because Abdullah's.
I'm knocking niggas out in the second round. It's gonna be hard to see that progression, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. It's
not just about knockout. That's what we're saying.
Knock a dude
I get what he's saying.
In the second round.
Right. I get what
I'm saying. Give me a fight.
I'm not picking up going. I'm just trying to get you to see what he's saying.
Bro, we don't even know when they're gonna match Abdullah Mason up against an Olympian. So we're not gonna give Dennis Baranchek no credit. This nigga's an undefeated Olympian.
Yeah, but you didn't when he won that belt from Old Boy, you did not say to yourself, whoever gets him next, he was gonna lose.
No, I looked at that fight. What? Say that again.
Bernacek, when he took that belt from Neverett, you did not say the next nigga he fight, he was food for. And this before I knew he was fighting Keyshawn.
This, bro.
This before I was like, whoever he fight next, he's food, bro.
Again, man, I love to give people credit, bro. I
give him credit for winning.
I give him credit, bro.
Fight for everybody out there. I was like, he's food for who?
I gave Baranchek a ton of credit for the way he was able to handle Navarrete. And I gave Keyshawn a ton of credit for beating an undefeated Olympian.
So
but what I'm saying is you didn't think,
in the manner
let me put it in this perspective for you, Heavy. So, okay, let's use Keyshawn, right? That same style he called himself trying to fight Neverready with, because Neverready reaches with his punch, he got wild ass punches, and Bernacek did the same bouncing around bullshit, and knowing he wasn't gonna be able to hold that. You didn't think that same style, Keyshawn was not gonna null and void that shit? Hell yeah, Keyshawn gonna whoop his ass.
I thought he had the answer for him.
That's what I'm saying.
I just want to try to ask you this
for
question.
winning it, but I knew he was food for whoever else was coming afterwards.
Heavy, let me just ask you this real question. Out of all the champions before Keyshawn won, who was everybody saying was the weakest 135-pound champion?
The most unknown one.
Bernacek.
Dennis Baranchek.
Bernacek was the weakest one. And when you talk about when you're talking about levels of experience and everything else, you got at least the other three champions were multi-division dudes that came up and won belts in at least 3 divisions: Tank, Loma, and Shakur.
Every time I look at the cup, I can't think of nothing but the KKK.
So all 3 of them are multi-division. Could legitimately say that they're all, pound for pound dudes, because they were moving up and showing that their style. I can beat the next champion up. So okay, cool. We give them that credit. Bernacek was definitely the weakest. So my point is this. My point is this, right? I have no issues with Keyshawn. I think he's a great fighter. I'm on Team Keyshawn. You feel what I'm saying? But as a big fan of his, I also have to put myself in a position of saying, all right, I'm digging you, Key, but what I like to do sometimes is to see is there anyone in the division that can give you the fight that I would like to see, the fight that pulls you to your true amount of greatness? And when I look at how they're moving you and looking at everything, Keyshawn is a dude that's 5'10". You feel what I'm saying? That's number one. You're kind of tall.
Yeah.
You're kind of tall for the division. You feel what I'm saying? When some of the other guys are a little bit shorter than you. Now I'm trying to get to his box recs so I could just give you some of the stats on. He's 5'9", which is my height, and he's got a 70-inch reach. You feel what I'm saying? With a 69% knockout rate. He's put in a total of 84 rounds, right? 84 rounds. I don't want to get into where he's ranked, but when you compare that, right? When you compare that to a Mason, right? When you compare that to Abdullah Mason's, and we're just talking the numbers right now, right? Abdullah Mason
You mean
is
like
also
the tail of the
5'9".
tape?
Abdullah Mason is also 5'9", right? Abdullah Mason has a 74-inch reach. So Abdullah Mason is going in there, same height, but I got the reach advantage over you. You feel what I'm saying? Abdullah Mason is also carrying an 88.89 knockout percent ratio with less fights, with less rounds than Keyshawn, but more fights. He has 54 rounds logged in with 16 knockouts, 18 fights total. That right there, those numbers right there, and I'm a numbers guy. Those numbers tell me right there, this kid is developing like a true champion, like the champion that becomes legacy. The way you're moving.
Why? Because he fought more cab drivers?
Nah, they're not. Come on, bro. Come on. Bro.
Again, look at the fights. Look at the fighters, bro.
That's real shit.
If you comparing what?
No, I was gonna say that's real shit. You just snapped. Like that's all.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
If you comparing the fights, there is no comparison. Keyshawn's competition's been way tougher, bro.
Can I say
again? I can't even measure with the niggas Abdullah Mason has fought. I can't even begin to measure him until he fights a Lemos, until he fights a Modeno, until he fights a Nair Albright. He ain't even fought the likes of them niggas that Keyshawn already beat. He got to get a real step up in here. And listen, Abdullah Mason is a long ways from a De Los Santos, bro.
No, he's not.
Whether you want to believe it or not, you just seen a cab driver. You just seen a cab driver drop this nigga twice in his last fight.
Then here's my point. I hear what
you just seen saying. A cab driver drop Abdullah Mason twice in his last fight, bro. And I was at the fight, man.
I put 2 cents.
I was there.
But did Abdullah Mason not stop the guy? He was trying something. When
but you ain't never seen Keyshawn get dropped by no cab driver, bro.
Because Keyshawn has all the advantages.
Let me say something.
How he got all the advantages and he's fighting the better fighters?
Man, first of all, you got it,
bro. You got it.
Let me put 2 cents in on right there.
Keyshawn is fighting names. These guys are over the hill. They're no competition for Keyshawn nor Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason is only on the back burner because Top Rank has people in a line.
Nah,
people in a line. If Keyshawn should go somewhere, guess who's the next big thing? It's going to be Abdullah Mason at Top Rank.
You got it, bro.
They got Keyshawn on the fast track, and they got Abdullah Mason on the regular shit.
On the back burner.
No, he not on the back burner. He on the regular shit,
bro.
Let me finish. Keyshawn, if Keyshawn was 19, the nigga would be fighting the same niggas that Abdullah Mason fighting, bro. It's the only difference is that Keyshawn is older than he older. He an older young nigga. You see what I'm saying?
Way more experience.
With way more experience.
I just think it's two different paths in the comparison.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's two different
paths. It's two different paths.
He just tried to compare them niggas with them fighters, though. But that's crazy work.
I'm telling you the development of fighters.
Yo, that's crazy work.
It's crazy work.
I get what he's saying.
I'm telling you the
development
development of fighters. I appreciate, and this is my argument that I'll make 7 days a week, 366 days a year. When I'm talking about the development of a guy who's going to be legacy, you feel what I'm saying?
Hey,
when
AC,
I'm talking development of
AC,
that guy,
hey, let me ask you
I
something.
appreciate
AC,
more of
is Abdullah Mason fucking what is an Olympian?
Nah.
No.
Okay. Well, there's different tracks. Maybe that's look. If you're an Olympian, you could even get fast track real quick.
Yeah, that's the point. That's
That's
why
the point
goes
I'm
after the
making.
Olympians.
That's the point I'm
That's the
making.
point.
Yeah,
That's the point I'm making because when you look at it, Terrence Crawford.
But no, hold on, time out, AC. You killing your argument because that's what I'm trying to tell you. But now listen, just real quick, bro. Just real quick. Because he's an Olympian and he's fast track, he's fighting way better competition than what they willing to put in there with Abdullah right now, bro. So you can't compare them niggas.
Not necessarily true. That is not necessarily true.
All right.
All Olympians don't pan out, but I will.
Yeah,
say
exactly.
This,
that's what I'm trying to say. Y'all just complaining.
But I think y'all having two different arguments,
Cruz,
bro. I think y'all.
Andy Cruz is a gold medal.
Y'all having two.
No, we not. This nigga basically said they fighting the same guys, bro.
No,
you say that. No. Say that?
Yes, you did, bro. You did just basically say that.
No. I don't know what you listening to, Heavy. Readjust those jump offs, man. Maybe
you just said that. You just basically said Abdullah gonna watch all of the niggas that Keyshawn fought right now.
Abdullah was to fight all of those dudes right now. He beats all of them right now. He's the better boxer, bro.
I would love to. I can't. I hope they feed him to Nair Albright.
I hope he get a big fight.
I hope they feed him to Mazino.
I do think for his
everybody's calling for Abdullah Mason to get those big step ups right now.
But he needed. But I don't want him. Like I just did a video. I ain't let it out yet though on Moses Atuma, and I talking about the same shit, bro. Like I feel like Moses Atuma that he the shit, but I don't want him to get ruined. So like I like.
Yeah,
I'm like AC.
He's going.
I like seeing the development
is
of
about
fighters.
to fight. Old boy Moses Atuma is about to fight. If I'm correct, the Hooney guy, I think something.
No, Justin Hooney is fighting Worley, ain't he?
Yeah. He's fighting Worley. That's the big fight.
Yeah,
but shout this nigga out right here. I like that. That's what they need to make. Cruz versus Mason.
I like Mason. I like the way they moving Mason, but it's kind of unfair though because the dude that did knock him down, he was known for knocking motherfuckers down and knocking them out. So. I mean, like, yeah, he took it. That was a step up for him.
One-punch knockout power.
That was a good step up for him. But everybody not cab. You got good fighters and you got cab drivers. But this all. No matter which way we cut this conversation, it's still all the top ranked diet. No matter which way, they know how to take certain fighters. They move them a certain way, and then they take other fighters and move another way. Bob is good for taking your Olympians and moving them on the fast track. He's very good at that, and he's going to try to he's going to maximize that dollar because you're Olympian. You know what I'm saying? Other fighters, he's going to put them on a slow roll. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, it's just to each his own. What do you like? Do you like to see the progression of fighters, or do you like to see them get the rounds in, or do you just want the exciting fighter where in between fights you don't get to see that progression? At some point, now this is just me. This is just me of watching boxing. Most cats that, not just most, not all, but most cats that get fast track, they seem to hit that point where they feel like they got all the skills in the world, and every time you see them fight, it's the same fight. You don't see nothing else, and eventually it catches up to them. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what he's saying. Whereas when you watch Abdullah, you see something different every fight. Like you see him trying something new. You see him adding to his repertoire. So.
You see him working on a new wrinkle. You see him working on a new wrinkle that he's gonna, he's gonna.
See that nigga get dropped twice.
Yeah, but you also saw his daddy said, "I told you not to do that." Put him on the timer, and what'd he do? He got him out. So I mean, like that's when we talking about the growing pains. Like for me, I like that. I like the growing pains. I like seeing the fighters go. Like I was just, who was I just telling that not too long ago? I'm glad Abdullah got dropped early. Could you imagine
now
that?
He knows.
Could you imagine?
Right.
If that happened late in his career, it's over, bro.
Good fight, though. That was
so You know, that's just me. That's what I'm saying. I think y'all having the same conversation, just to each his own. What
Yeah,
do
I
you
mean,
like
I respect
versus the other
everything
person?
Heavy was saying about the whole situation and what he was saying about Abdullah, because 90% of it, I mean, what he was saying about Keyshawn, 90% I can agree with it. I can even agree with 90% of what he was saying about Keyshawn versus Andy Cruz. I can also agree with 90% of what you're saying is, listen, if Keyshawn does not handle that, and you talking about staying at 35, you're going to run into the same situation that David Benavidez was running in with David Morrell. Those of us who knew David Morrell and those of us who knew who David Benavidez is like, yo, why are you guys trying to even match these two dudes together? You're talking about two different levels. You're talking about a former former two-time champion. You feel what I'm saying? Who never lost those belts in the ring. You lost them because of stupid things you did outside the ring. You feel what I'm saying? I never believed that David Morrell could beat David Benavidez.
Me neither.
Or he could beat Canelo. I was like, listen, stop telling people that David Morrell is ready for Canelo. He will get destroyed.
Right.
Didn't he have like the interim belt or some shit like that, right?
Yeah,
or like
he had won the
the
interim belt, but when
WBA or something,
they was talking, David
WBA,
Morrell is the
yeah.
next thing. When David Morrell had a total of 6 real fights in. When he got on the undercard, when he won
he
that
got that belt
interim
at 8 fights, didn't he? He got that belt.
He got
like
that
8
interim
fights.
belt with 8 fights.
And then
They
what,
said
he
they
moved
were
up
saying
and then got
he
another
was the
belt.
fastest champion to ever receive the belt in the whole sport of boxing. And I'm like,
at the Armory
y'all
in
are
Minnesota.
moving this guy crazy.
But it was
only
a clear.
to get
But
knocked out
when
by
he fought Hot
somebody.
Rod, he got exposed.
He got exposed outside versus Hot Rod. For sure. Hold up, real quick, DGO. He'll be fighting on the next Richardson Hitchens card, bro.
Yeah, he's on
whenever that fight is next. But I agree with you about that whole Morrell series for sure.
Yeah, and for me, it's just like.
But that's why I say niggas gotta slow down with this Andy Cruz talk. The nigga 5 fights in, bro. 2 knockouts. In the other fights, that nigga looks super regular.
Hey, you know who was?
But you know what I'm gonna say to that though?
That's where I can agree with you. But where I disagree is in the fact that when you look at the total amount of fights,
hey, hold on, AC. Let my man round one get a word in. Go ahead.
No. Sorry, AC, you go ahead. I was just gonna say, you know who was 5 fights in and was a champion? The girl that Clarissa Shields beat. The girl that Clarissa Shields beat. She was a WBC Diamond champion. So yeah, man, there's a lot of people like that.
But another thing too,
female shit.
Like you was one thing about it though, like I don't care if he fight Andy Cruz or not. First of all, like I don't have to see that shit no time soon.
I do. I got to have it.
I mean, no, I want to see it. I mean, I don't mind seeing it. I'm just not begging for it or no shit. But it what I was gonna say. I was gonna say the same way how Andy Cruz ain't got that many fights, and we was talking about David Morrell. But at the end of the day, shit, I appreciated David Benavidez going ahead and whooping the nigga ass, no matter what his record was. I mean, because he was asking for it. You know what I'm saying? And shit, Keyshawn got more reasons to whoop his ass. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
You know what I mean? It gotta happen.
Yeah. For me, it's just watching the
it
fight.
gotta happen.
For me, it's just watching the fight. Get it out the way. Don't let that energy build up like that, because then it'll become a thorn in your side, and then it's the type of situation to whereas people will start to say, your detractors will start to say, just like the same people who was like, yo, Keyshawn is nice, but he need to shut up. He talked too much. He did. Look at what he did with Frank Martin. He called Frank Martin out, and Frank Martin ran up on him, and Key was talking about, well, I only got 6 fights, 6 maybe 8 fights in. Why are you trying to fight me? Wait till I got 4 more fights in. But you was calling Frank Martin out like you ready to do it right now. These are things that I remember about.
Abdul? Hey guys, how old is
he probably was, man, but that was a piece of PBC shit.
Yeah.
So
Hey, how old is Abdul? How old is Keyshawn and how old is Andy Cruz? How old are they?
I don't know Andy Cruz.
Andy Cruz is Tank's age. He's like 29, and fucking Keyshawn's 25.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I think at this time you could. I wouldn't mind Andy, sitting and marinating, before we throw him in the cooker, some shit like that. Because it's like,
Yeah,
right now, if Keyshawn, he just got the belt, he gonna do couple title defenses, and maybe he want to start unifying or something, right? So if anything, that's what's gonna basically happen right now. I don't see Andy Cruz and him fighting anytime soon, but I would see. I think the fight would happen a couple years from now, maybe.
yeah. Listen, the fight gonna happen, and I promise y'all this. This is real shit because he does it with every big fight or what he believes to be a big fight. Eddie Hearn. The offers are going to come. You know what I'm saying? He's going to make it public like he always does. You know what I mean? Anytime a lot of these negotiations are getting talked about publicly, numbers, money, all it's Eddie Hearn. When you an Eddie Hearn fighter, you're going to get discussed publicly. He's going to tell you he sent offers publicly.
That's true.
It
That's
never
true.
fails. You know what I mean? That nigga is not sending Keyshawn no offers for Andy Cruz right now. And I seen somebody in the chat say, well, Keyshawn sent De Los Santos a contract. Yeah, he can. He's in that position. De Los Santos ain't represented by nobody like Eddie Hearn.
Yeah.
So
okay,
Top Rank sent him.
Top
Yeah, I'm
Rank.
about to
They
say
both Top
Keyshawn
Rank.
can't send nobody nothing.
Yeah, Top Rank.
The champion. Hey, Keyshawn the
Well, you
champion.
know, yeah.
But
They gotta
135 is at
come
a
to him.
stalemate, though.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
where do
it
y'all
is.
see this shit going? Because it's
Oh
at a
my
stalemate.
God, bro. Hey,
Keyshawn not gonna fight Shakur.
Yeah, that's the
They
thing.
hoping on
Slick.
Lomachenko to come back.
That's the
Devontae
thing,
like,
Slick.
man, I just want money.
That's the thing, Slick. Like the 135 right now because 135 was always a hot division, but right now, like you said, it's at a stalemate right now. We don't know what's gonna happen. Shakur and Keyshawn ain't gonna fight. Loma, he's still out for like another. I don't know what he doing over there at Ukraine, maybe. Tank, he got a fucking rematch that's gonna happen in August. So yeah, man, the parts are moving, but they're moving slowly.
Yeah, it's not.
Here's the problem
Bro.
for me. The problem for me at 35 is, for me, is this whole brother and friend stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Because now y'all got the division messed up.
Hey,
My
AC.
thing is, Shakur, you told us you wanted undisputed. You told us that. You told us that on many different occasions. But your moves are nowhere near showing us that you want undisputed. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you wanted undisputed, you would not have left Top Rank. Because 2 of the belts are in Top Rank.
That's the thing too, AC. That's the thing. Well, 3 of the belts, right? Because
no, Shakur had 1. Bernacek, aka Navarrete, had 2. And Tank didn't have a belt back then, and it was Lomachenko.
Yeah, that's true.
It was Lomachenko.
Right,
then
that's true.
Tank gets his belt through the elevation process. He becomes an email champion. Tells him, I don't want the belt, but now you got a belt. So when you look at it, people will say Keyshawn is not ready for
AC.
Tank.
And I get a problem with that too, bro. Because like, don't get me wrong. I'm tired of this friendship shit because it's like true. I'll be watching UFC too, bro. I'll be on the fight game a lot, but even at the UFC,
I know who you are. One, I got mad respect for you because I be seeing you. I'm starting to see you in different interviews. I think I saw you talking to True School Boxing, and I rocks with True School because he covers the Japanese boxers. I think y'all was talking about Angelo Leo.
Oh no! I think that was someone else thing. Yeah, I don't know. No, that's probably some other dude named Fight Sports 1 or some shit like that. But he talks about boxing, but like I watched the whole fight game, like UFC, MMA, everything, karate, combat, everything. So I'm integrate. I'm like in the fight game, but like I said, like I hate that shit because in the UFC we had a champ named Aljamain Sterling. I don't know if you heard of him.
I know
he
who
was
Aljamain. I watch UFC. I've been watching UFC.
All right, so
I go way back to
Hey, that UFC shit don't get no play over here. Cut that UFC shit out.
All right, but look, so we had a guy, Aljo, he was 130 champ, and his boy, and it was his teammate. I could see it, Marab, it was his teammate.
Yeah.
But even Marab said he was the #1 contender. He don't want to fight Aljo. So and even Dana White is like, man, what the fuck? This guy don't want to fight, and he don't want to fight his
stablemates.
Yeah. So I get it, bro. You got people like Keyshawn and Shakur.
But they're not stablemates though.
Yeah,
Shakur is trained by his grandfather. Keyshawn is being beat.
Exactly. So it's like I get it from that standpoint where Aljo, because later on Aljo moved up after losing the belt. He moved up. He lost to Sean O'Malley. Yeah. And then the next turn, it was Marab's turn, and Marab beat that guy, Sean O'Malley. So Marab is the champ now. But Aljo didn't want to move back down. So he's moving up. He's doing his thing at featherweight. His boy is at 135, ruling the division, So, yeah, you got fighters like that are stable mates. But I get it. Like Shakur and Keyshawn aren't, bro. Like, y'all motherfuckers should fight. Y'all have a belt. Y'all are in the same house on top rank. Like, that's easy.
I agree with that, bro. I agree wholeheartedly.
That could be a pay-per-view, bro.
Devin and Floyd were really good friends when they fought. They were really, really good friends when they fought.
Eventually.
And they still fought. You feel what I'm saying?
Sean and Bud too, man. Sean and Bud was at one point they said they did a pack. They were going to fight each other.
They talk about they watch fights together.
All right, but I'm gonna keep it pushing, man. Shout out Beasley McNasty in the chat. He saying Mason sent a contract to Kid Austin, and they outpriced themselves. And that was the final discussion we're gonna have, which is also in the title. Floyd Schofield and his son. I'm not sure if you guys got that news yet, but it appears it could be a duck or it could be a smart business play. Let me see if I can get this audio real quick.
Oh my God.
But if you guys haven't heard, Team Mason, Abdullah Mason, which we spend a good amount of time talking about, his team in Top Rank sent an offer to Floyd Schofield or Kid Austin, $1 million. And Floyd Schofield Sr., he confirmed this. Let me see if I can find this shit real quick. He confirmed this, and I think this is it right here.
Man, I don't believe Floyd.
And I want y'all to listen to this audio.
Man. All right, because that motherfucker be lying, bro. Capping his ass off.
And we'll dissect it. Let me see.
News that's out in the bullcrap about Kid and Mason fight. All right. Number one, yes, we want to fight Mason, and yes, we will fight Mason, according to Golden Boy and them. But Golden Boy had bigger plans. So yes, Mason offered us $1 million, or their team over there offered $1 million for us to fight. But Golden Boy offered us a 5-year deal for $5 million. Guaranteed 5 years employment, guaranteed we'll be fighting for its title soon. What would you pick? All right, so we got the Greg Hackett's and all them saying all that nonsense they don't know about. Oh, he ducked 2.5 now because I have $5 million on the table. A deal for $5 million on the table. And the team that's offering is saying nah. So I had a choice. Are we going this side for $1 million, or we going this side for $5 million? And $5 million, that's just the minimum. That ain't even everything. That's just the minimum. So y'all can believe whatever y'all want. I thank you to the fans that's been following us. We appreciate y'all. And I really don't like putting money business out there, but I figured I'll clear the rumors. Nobody's scared of no Mason. We look forward fighting Mason. We shared the ring with them. Anyway.
Oh my God, bro.
That's pretty much it, man. So for those of you who didn't catch the whole thing, let me break it down for you. Of course, they received the offer from Team Abdullah Mason, Top Rank or whoever, for $1 million for Floyd Schofield. Instead of hopping on that $1 million offer for one fight versus Abdullah Mason, his father comes out to clear the air and lets us know that Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy put another deal on the table for $5 million for 5 years.
Damn, bro.
And he asked,
lost, bro.
what would you do?
That's lost, bro. He's lost. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna fight?
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Real quick,
for $1 million.
shout out Ryan Frazier.
What's good, man?
Appreciate you joining us, man. Real quick, Ryan, where you from, bro?
I'm from Toronto, Canada, man. 6'6".
Oh, Canada.
Billy territory.
AC, where you from, bro?
Territory. I hear you.
Because I don't believe you've been on my show before, neither. AC, where you from?
No,
AC.
No, I haven't been on your show, but
you been on my show before? My bad, bro. I'm sorry, AC. Oh, where you from, though?
Huh?
Where you from, though?
No, I said Brooklyn, New York, bro.
Oh, Brooklyn. BK in the building. Okay,
yeah, bro.
For sure. And Ryan, where you from?
I'm from South Central.
South Central, LA in the building. Okay. All right, fellas. That's the setup. And listen, AC, I liked your reaction. Go ahead and give us your thoughts.
That's like, my guy. You talking about $5 million over 5 years. See, those type of contracts, they don't work. That's the okie doke. Because you'll be expecting a fight every year. And if you can't get that fight every year, then I could run out the clock on paying you. I could sit you on a shelf because that's what they did to Ortiz. Ortiz, that was the heavyweight with the Zone. Same company, the Zone. Promised him a lucrative contract over years and then sat him down. And he didn't get, the only fight he actually got was, I think, Takam. And then it was supposed to be Chisora. And I don't even believe he got the Chisora fight because Chisora went over and fought AJ. So those type of deals, bro, take the $1 million for the one fight. Are you stupid?
Yes.
Like, who's your business manager? Who's talking to you about real money? So that's where I'll leave it at that, man. I don't want
for sure. Gosh, almighty. Let's go to the newcomer real quick. Ryan Frazier, man. Thoughts?
Yeah, that's definitely as we call a slave deal in boxing, bro. That's a slave deal. At Schofield's point in his career, he doesn't even need that deal. I don't understand it. It makes zero sense. Like when you got guys like Shakur Stevenson trying to fight you H2O, and now Abdullah Mason. I mean, they could be their own contractors, bro. Like they should be going that route. That's where boxing's at right now. You know, promoters, they lock the guys in for this long. If it's more than 2 years, it's a bad deal, man. That's the way I feel.
Facts.
Absolutely, bro. Boy, Slick, you look like you anxious.
Slick, are you ready to pop, bro?
I'm like, this guy talking about how smart he is and this and that third, like he don't know the boxing. We saw this with Mikey Garcia. We recently saw it with, what's my big guy from that had to leave, was he with Metro? Who was he? You know what I'm talking about, lost Big Bang. You know, he was like, let me up out of this deal because y'all ain't doing nothing with me. You promised me this money. I'm not getting the fights. You know what I'm saying? They've been promising the man the big fights. He was over there forever. Had us screaming his name, would never give it to him until Reese's the Turkey jumped in the game. Then, like I say, Mikey sat what for that 2-3 years?
Mm-hmm.
Like, dog, I'm not doing this. And that's the real proof because they thinking 5 years, $5 million. It's not from that date. They could drag that shit out. If you don't fight for 2 years, say you fight for 1 year and you don't fight for 2 years, you still owe us 3 years or 4 years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how that shit work, bro. So you allowing a dude essentially become God over your career.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't get to opt out of that shit. They don't have to let you buy out. Mikey Garcia learned the hard way. He sat his ass out. Like, think I'm gonna sit out the rest of these years. Fuck Bob. Guess what ended up happening after that? He had to buy his ass out that contract. You still finna give me my money one way or another. Why would you do that when you could potentially take a fight with Abdullah Mason, beat him, and become a bigger draw?
Yeah, that's his dad, though, bro. That's his dad, bro. Man, that's the thing I was gonna say, man. Because
I'm coming to you, round one. I'm coming to you.
HLD says 5 years, $5 million per fight. Man, ain't nobody.
Hell no.
HLD, now I know you, HLD, bro. Come on, HLD. You play. I know you, bro. You smarter than that, bro. You said they gonna get that man $5 million a fight.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
One per fight minimum. No.
Come on with the bullshit.
Nah, I don't even think it's $1 million per fight.
You didn't hold the time out. He didn't interrupted the throat.
Round one. Typo. Okay, I'm about to say, bro. Like,
give me your thoughts, round one. Give me your thoughts,
bro.
round one.
Like I said, bro, if that 5 deal is coming, like me saying, like, yeah, I'm fighting once a year, and you guaranteeing me if I do right that title, I guess, bro. But he ain't fighting once a year, bro. They're gonna make him fight like twice a year, 3 times a year or something. And then especially Golden Boy, he gonna get tomato cans, bro. Like how long is it gonna get to the title shot? I mean, he could have got one. His daddy and them fucking slipped on a banana peel or something and ended up at the hospital somehow. I don't know fucking for what. I still don't even know for what he was in the hospital for, bro. You know? But yeah, man, 5 years, 5 deal. That's a fuck over contract unless you fighting once a year for 1 mil, then yeah, but I don't see that.
Nah, hell no. Casino.
Yo.
It's your kind of deal right there, ain't it, boy?
Man, hell no, man. Shit. I mean, Schofield the duck, man. Shit. It ain't even about the money, bro. Like, it's not about the deal. It ain't about the man. That man ain't trying to fight no Abdullah Mason. And Slick was saying, plan this another time. This nigga's scared. I mean, you can see it all in his face and shit when he was getting they was talking to him at the interview when he was over there in Saudi Arabia and shit. Then all of a sudden, this nigga in the hospital and shit. Now this nigga coming back. The only reason we even know about this shit is because his dad trying to get ahead of the duck. Because I mean, nobody even knew that he was finna fight Abdullah Mason, bro. So you basically just try to use the situation as to get ahead of the whole story and put your side of it out there before anybody else say anything, and then B, you got some clout off of just the fact of people thinking about you fighting Abdullah Mason and shit. Just the possibility you got us talking about the shit. But nigga, if you ain't fight Shakur, we know you ain't fighting Abdullah, nigga, because that's a worse. It's worse for you. It's worse for you to fight Abdullah Mason for your health. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely a knockout element there for sure.
Yeah.
And my little 2 cents, man, I just feel it's 2025, man. Come on, man. Pops, you've been around the sport long enough, man. I think in 2025, this boxing 101. This, you don't let nobody hold you up for 5 years for that little change, bruh. You got to roll the dice on your son. You have to take this $1 million fight with Abdullah Mason. You got to have that. I mean, he's 22 years old. He could lose to Abdullah and still he's only 22. Yep. You feel me? The kid's got his entire career in front of him. You take this opportunity. You bet on yourself. You bet on your son. And you go from there, man. You don't lock up with Golden Boy for the next 5 years for $5 million. And shout out HLD in the chat. He said fight contracts have a minimum. No, listen, his father explained it perfectly. He said they had a deal from Golden Boy for $5 million over 5 years.
Yeah, he didn't say
bottom
five
line.
fights.
Right.
Yeah.
Meaning you could be used. They could fight that boy 3 times a motherfucking year and break $1 million.
He's gonna fight 3 times a year, bro.
Oh, yeah. A little 300 a
he's
fight,
22 years old.
$1 million.
That shit is
$1
crazy,
million.
bro.
So
that shit is crazy, bro.
And
they
you
can spend
like
$1 million a year and get 3 fights out of that boy. Now think of this. What if he get in a big fight in one of them? He's stuck with that, whatever that 300-something thousand is, bro. But it could possibly be one of the biggest fights of his life.
The title fight they're promising.
That's why they easy. We bet take the $5 million. They like, yeah, we'll give you that. We'll lock you in for that. And now you're stuck.
And God forbid, Turkey you do something in Turkey like you.
They ducked him.
HLD, 50K. Sometimes small money make big money. You ever heard that? Sometimes small money is big money. Abdullah might take that 50K, but he ain't locked in like that. That's crazy, bro. That's
anything can happen in 5 years, man.
Yeah.
What if the Turk take a liking to you, makes you an ambassador next year? Right. But you locked in with Oscar for $5 million over 5 years.
And then you hear Turkey gave, turn around here, Turkey gave Golden Boy $10 million for you, and you only get 300. You gonna be hot, bro.
Come on,
bro.
Be
hot. And then
you know why he's going through this
bullshit. Let's look at it from a
bullshit?
different lens. Let's say he do fight Abdullah and he loses, bro. They so young that he can get back on the track and do good later on.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
Nah, he can't get back on track like that. I ain't gonna.
My man crushes up in
because they're not. He ain't never been no champion. He's like
No,
two
I'm not
prospect.
saying. No, I'm saying if they was to
that
hit
sounds
now
like
as
a
two
dub,
prospects,
though.
right? If they
That
hit
sounds
now
like a
as two
dub.
prospects later down the line, if they both doing good, it could be a potential another turn into a big fight.
But Kid Austin,
man,
Kid Austin,
these niggas 20 and 22, bro.
Yeah,
they got
Bro, I
plenty of
know.
boxing
Yeah,
left.
They're
lots of
young,
time.
but no, you know what it is? It's the O. It's the O. They you want to like keep the safe at. That's why
Man, that
Golden
shit don't
Boy.
mean nothing.
Look, Golden Boy, they feed nothing but tomato cans. He gonna get tomato cans and like, oh man, bro.
But
I
what you
feel like
speaking
he
on
ducked
one, you
Mason.
messing with the right one. They talk about Eddie serving your ass up. Let you get out of line with that man. See if he don't serve your ass up. Ask Alexa Rocha. Yeah, he was taught up to be their next big dude. He served his ass up. He will he will make an example of your ass, bro. So I mean, you playing with fire. At the end of the day, $5 million though. Nah, you can have that.
Yeah, I'd have told them
That would have. I mean,
over
if
five.
I would have said
I'd have
5
been.
mil for one fight per year, yeah, cool.
You know why he
I would've
taking that
taken
shit? Because he ain't that good.
That's why he
No,
don't
that's
believe in
what I'm
his son.
saying. Hey, bro. Hey, Casino. You think that's a duck then? You think he ducked Mason? Because I think
Well, yeah, he
bro,
ducked
he
him for
gotta
sure.
duck Mason. Man, let me
Oh
tell you something,
God.
bro.
You gotta duck Mason.
Bro, listen, bro.
You
Kid
too
Austin
short
can't.
and you ain't got the
Bro,
reach.
Kid Austin ain't talking about shit, bro. He's not elite, and he gonna get his ass whooped by anybody elite, anybody else we've been talking about today.
It's the perfect setup, bro,
That's
for the
true.
for a
He's a
counter puncher,
golden
man.
boy.
That man gonna
Remember,
be
he's a
coming for
golden
and getting
boy, bro.
counted all day, bro. And when he get
But
hit,
bro,
one thing we saw about Abdullah, he got hit, got back up. No Bambi legs or nothing. You saw
Tough
him
ass
get
cab
hit and fall
driver.
off a counter punch. He got up and missed the whole stool.
Yeah, he
It's a
definitely did.
difference, bro. It's a difference.
But let me play devil's advocate or play both sides, even though I ain't got a dog in the fight. You seen Mason get put down from somebody who you probably feel is way lesser competition than a Floyd Schofield.
Yeah, but Mason, he got.
You talking about somebody in the Floyd Schofield who's
that dude was known though.
Hold on, let me finish.
May not know,
let
but
me
he
set
was
it up.
known for knocking them out.
Huh?
That dude was known
Say
for
what?
knocking people down.
Yeah, he got true one.
He was
punch
known.
knockout.
I don't give a fuck what but if you put him, in the ring with Floyd Schofield, who you taking?
Man, if you would put it this way.
I don't know. I might.
Hold
I
on.
might.
The way he did. Hold on.
Nah,
the way
man,
he did
y'all
it-
capping, man.
The way. Hold on. No. Your math ain't adding up, fam. Hold on, y'all. His math ain't adding up. Your math ain't adding up because take Abdullah Mason out of that fight. Put Floyd in that fight, and he took that same punch. The way that man just had Bambi legs, bro, he would not got up. He would not got up.
It probably would have been a different fight.
So that's not how
it could have been a different fight.
Measure. That's not how. Okay, so you can say the same thing for your scenario.
All this shit is hypothetical. You talking hypotheticals now?
No, the way you just measured it up, man. That's how you did it. So I'm swapping people out like you did. You basically saying the guy that he fought was
I'm
better,
saying
right?
No. I asked you, who are you picking to win? If you match the same nigga that dropped, if you match the same nigga that dropped Mason twice versus Schofield, are you taking him or Schofield? Who you picking to win?
I might take Schofield. I might take.
He gonna be the heavy favorite.
He might be the favorite, but to people, I mean, I said I might. Cause his style of fight, bro. Dude just want to fight, bro. Like it's a different.
Right.
He told you. My dad told me do this, but I was like, fuck that. I just want to fucking fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's a difference. His corner doesn't have his ear. He wants to go out there and do what he want to do.
I think that's an extremely.
Fighter, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's an interesting fight. Ryan, from Toronto. I feel like you got your own channel, bro.
Yeah. Boxing Talk up north, man.
Put it in the private chat, bro, because I definitely want to subscribe to you and Heavy's joint. Can y'all put,
he got a good show.
In the private?
Okay,
I'll
yeah,
on
for
the Boxing
sure.
Voice too.
Yeah,
I hop on there with Ness whenever I get a chance.
Okay, word.
Voice.
So let me ask you a question. Since you up in Canada and everything,
I gotta start watching the boxing. I keep hearing about this. I think that's
let me ask you this question. What do you are you up on, or do you follow Joseph Brown?
Yeah, I'm big, man. I'm big with Joseph Brown. Shout out to him. He's doing his thing. TMT.
Yeah, I've spoken to Joseph Brown at least 3 times and his pops.
Okay. Yeah, man. Just ask him About the Fraser family, we known in Canada, bro.
Oh, okay. So you also
Hey,
big
yo.
on Billy?
I like him, Billy. He gets too wide. He gets too wide with his shots, man.
Yeah.
He gets too wide. He's got to
Yeah.
tighten up.
Hey, my boy
I
Diego
see a lot of
Pacheco
holes in
ducked
him,
him
Billy.
though. My boy Diego Pacheco ducked him though, and
He
I feel
ducked him. He
bad
No.
did.
for
Yeah. He
Yeah,
Diego,
did.
bro.
yeah,
Like,
he did.
How,
That would
how
have been his
y'all
Yeah.
chance
how
to get
y'all
to
figure
Canelo.
Diego Pacheco when he didn't take the fight? Were you talking about the first time?
We were just talking about that. Matter of fact, Pacheco's
Yeah, we
fighting
was.
McCombie next.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Pacheco's
he's
fighting
fighting
McCombie next.
McCombie. When's
Pacheco
I
that?
was
had a
hearing.
chance to fight
Listen,
Canelo.
Yeah.
That
I'm
was gonna
just
be
I'm just saying
eliminator
it
fight
like this.
Canelo.
I was hearing it from either side. I heard the latest information that there was actually, the offer that was sent that got Pacheco the so-called fight because Billy turned that offer down, and then Billy's camp recently sent Pacheco a offer to fight him, and Pacheco turned that down for the Billy fight. I mean, for the
It was
for the
sent.
McCombie fight.
It wasn't sent by Billy. It was a eliminator to fight Canelo. Remember, I made a video about that. Like
Yeah, because
everybody's talking
isn't
about
him Billy
Pacheco this
fighting
and
for
whoop
the
Canelo, and
interim
I'm like,
belt?
well, he just had his
Yeah.
chance to get that fight, and he ducked it.
Yeah, see, yeah, he ducked it. Diego
Yeah, that's
Pacheco,
why
and
they
that.
put that together.
Hey, I'm glad. I kind of think, look, Diego, like I don't know Diego, but I got a family who knows him. I got a cousin who used to go to the same gym Diego used to go to back in like 2017, 2016, around there and shit. So he was familiar with him and shit. But yeah, bro, to me, Diego, I don't think he was ready for someone like him and Billy, bro. I don't think he was, especially seeing his last fight with what's homeboy's name?
So cold.
Yeah, I think that was his name, right? With
Yeah, So Cold Nelson,
Yeah.
Steven So
Steve
Cold
Nelson.
Nelson.
Nelson. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. Yep. To me, he didn't show me anything, and then Billy, bro,
It's a
he
close
showed
fight,
me
bro.
he's going. Yeah,
Here's
no,
the
but
here.
look. And Diego didn't show me like he's gonna go for that killer instinct, bro. And Billy shows that shit, bro. Like he goes for it, bro. And if Diego gets caught, I could see in Billy like knocking him out or her just TKOing him or something, bro. That's why.
Okay.
And I
Shit,
like Diego,
Pacheco about to be careful versus McCombie.
that's what
Yep.
I'm
Yeah, he
saying.
got power
That's what I'm
too.
Cause
saying.
I feel like
McCombie-
if So Cold would have fought Pacheco the way he fought him the last 3 rounds, he would have won that
Bro,
fight. And
swear to
McCombie gonna come
God.
out crazy.
But
He
can I
waited the
McCombie
last
coming
3
out
rounds.
crazy.
He
Can I
waited the
put a
last 3 rounds, so
caveat
throwing
in this? Can I
overhand.
put a caveat in this? The thing that's I'm looking at the levels of competition and the levels of boxers. When I look at the Pacheco versus So Cold thing, that was a fight that's not supposed to happen in this era. A young fighter doesn't choose a Steven So Cold Nelson, and a Steven So Cold Nelson doesn't pick a young dangerous fighter like Pacheco. That fight was an anomaly. You feel what I'm saying? For me, when I looked at the numbers on it, like I said, I'm a numbers guy. When I looked at the numbers and then looked at what I was looking at, I said, "There's no way So Cold's gonna win this fight. He just can't. He's not gonna beat Pacheco." When I look at Minbilly, right, and I look at the dude that Minbilly's last fight, I forget the guy's name, right?
Deverenchenko.
Yeah, I think Deverenchenko, right? When you look at that fight, Deverenchenko was long in the tooth, and he managed to outbox Minbilly to where he nullified the knockout from Minbilly. And I was just like, oh my, this dude throws like he's throwing the last punch that ever existed in boxing on every punch. If he gets in there with a guy that has a stick and control his range, this is going to be one of the easiest fights. When I look at stylistically, I do not see Minbilly being able to compete with Diego Pacheco. When I know because I know Steven So Cold Nelson and his ring IQ, I was like, "Ooh, this is a dangerous fight." But I got Pacheco winning, but So Cold could easily take the second half once So Cold get his engine running. If Pacheco can't keep So Cold from stepping in on the inside on him.
He got that engine running too late, bro.
Yeah, and that's
what happened. He got that engine running too damn late.
That Pacheco uppercut kind of when he tried to do it in the 6th round, that uppercut said, no, not right now. Let me get a little bit more tired. You know, let me get a little bit more tired from defending you.
And that arm reach did give Nelson some issues too, man. It helped keep him at bay for sure. But man, when he decided to come inside and really fight, he took over. You know what I mean? He literally took over those last few rounds to me.
I was terrified. I was like, oh my God, my boy about to get stopped.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was that bad.
That last round had me terrified. I was like, come on, get up out of there. Get up out of there.
But yeah, he got McCombie next, man. I'm excited to see that one, bro.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, why Diego?
I want to see what he do when somebody jump on his ass early.
But see, these are the type of, when I look at development, again, and this goes back to some of the points I was making before. This is what brings me to really, really like Diego Pacheco. This type of taking this guy and then this guy. You feel what I'm saying? Because young fighters are not supposed to go from a Soko to a McCombie who just fought a former champion. Soko Nelson was fighting under undercards. You feel what I'm saying? When nobody was basically there. He got a gift. When Billy came through the rankings of the what I call gladiator school of pro box, and then went in there and dropped a former champion. So I'm like, bruh, you better be on your P's and Q's because McCombie's coming to win. He's gonna have on his MAGA hat and he's gonna come in there to try to get that.
I think McCombie's and Billy is more dangerous than McCombie. That's what I think. You know, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. My boy Diego, he gonna have.
No, that was the Dominican fight. That Hamza Shiraz. He fought that Carlos Adames.
Yeah.
No, I said how tall is he?
Oh, he tall as hell too. He kind of lanky.
Yeah, I'm right. 6'3" versus 6'4". Goddamn, put them motherfuckers in the ring.
Oh, yeah. Put them together. That's the fight at 160.
Well, they got the same profile, don't they? Them niggas, they look alike.
Yeah, bro, let's get that.
But all right, let me steer this ship. Let me steer this ship back to the conversation, man, because I'm about to wrap this shit up here in a minute, man. I definitely wanted to cover the rest of the Floyd Schofield situation. I think we all got off on that, but I did have. I had a question, man, but we started talking about other shit, man. About one more question about that particular situation.
With Schofield?
Oh, okay. So I wanted to know because Floyd Schofield Sr. asked the question, and I think he's junior and Kid Austin is actually the third, he said.
Yeah.
I never knew that, so I always call him senior. But he asked, what would you do? What would you do? And that's the question I got for the panel. In your ideal world, if that was on the table for you, how would you handle that situation? And Ryan, we'll start with you, brother.
Man, now that I'm like looking at it, they were probably in a tough spot because we all remember what they did last, man. They fell out a Riyadh show. You know, it was kind of skeptical, and it's like you look out there, people not jumping at you probably. Top Rank probably not coming with you with no offers. Matchroom definitely not coming with you. So it's like Golden Boy probably the only one that came to the table with them. So they're like, man, this is what we got to take.
Well, maybe you don't know, but Abdullah Mason, Top Rank, they offered him $1 million.
I get that, but I'm saying promotional deals. Like it sounded like their contract was almost
promotional
up.
Deals,
yeah. So I'm like, they probably looking at it like, shoot, we got to sign because nobody else coming to us with no contracts. So they probably did that. TV. Yeah, they probably did that out of like panic. But at the same time, if you're going to Abdullah fight and do good and win, then that changes your whole situation.
Yeah. So we sticking your feet in those shoes, Ryan. What you doing?
Hey, I would have probably went for the Abdullah Mason fight. I mean, I think Floyd is a little further ahead than Abdullah.
Yeah.
So at least they would have had a chance to win.
No doubt. For sure. AC, stick your feet in them shoes, man.
It's an easy call for me. I got Abdullah Mason. You got all the tangibles, you got all the advantages. Yes, both of y'all got 18 fights in. Abdullah actually has more knockouts. So, looking at performances and everything, I'll give Schofield the puncher's chance if he decides at any point to try to sell out. But then you walk right into one of those nice, beautiful uppercuts that got Abdullah dropped but
Oh no,
then
I
turned
wasn't
around and
wasn't
mastered it.
asking about the breakdown. We gonna have another round for the
My bad,
breakdown.
my bad.
I was asking you to put yourself in their shoes. They got two
Oh, for
deals
me,
on the
I'm
table.
I'm taking the I'm
Which
taking
deal
the
are you
Abdullah
taking?
Mason fight. I'm taking the Abdullah Mason fight, hands down.
Okay,
Anything else is ridiculous.
so you taking that meal?
All day.
Okay, word. Round one. Stick your feet in them shoes, man.
Yeah, man. If he ducked that Shakur fight, clearly that Mason fight, because I don't really. If he fought Shakur, he would have got his ass beat. That's that. I don't even. He probably would have got like thrown the towel in or something, but because he wasn't ready for that shit. Now Mason, that could be a 50-50 fight for him, but at the same time, does he want to take that risk? Does his father want him to take that risk? That's why they're going with the Golden Boy tomato can route, 5 mil, 5 years, line them tomato cans up, and the champ could be like at the end somewhere, you know?
Yeah, I can dig it. Slick, you in that situation, my brother. What you doing?
Only advice I can give him, man.
Stop it.
No,
get some help.
You fucking need it. You smoking crack, bro. I'm going to take the Abdullah Mason fight. I'm betting on my goddamn self. Like I said, my guy acting like somebody mama, that's trying to protect you and coddle you in the damn house. Goddamn it, teach that boy to believe in himself. Go out there because there's no reason to take $5 million when I know I can beat Abdullah Mason. Let me go beat Abdullah Mason and become the biggest star because Abdullah got a buzz. You fuck around, be over there, man. They're gonna exploit your ass. You know what I'm saying? Use you for filler fights here and there, especially if you lose. Oh, you just done. You just done. Like, why take that risk, bro? If you're gonna take any risk, take the risk where you betting on yourself to be better. You know what I'm saying? Not be content.
Yeah, man. I dig it, man. And I think I fall in with you. I think it's more rolling the dice on yourself, man. Not a lot of cats his age at 22 get that type of opportunity. And if you defeat Abdullah Mason, sky's the limit. I think for Pops, it's more like he understand the grind and what it's taken to get here, and he's probably looking for that security. And some fighters just need those promotional companies to coddle them, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I would most definitely, if I'm in that situation, I got to take that $1 million and fight a guy who I believe I'm ahead of. Like my man said, I think he believes he's more experienced. He's ahead of Abdullah Mason. He's a real contender where a lot of people can, probably still calls Abdullah Mason a prospect. All right. So you're going to give me $1 million for a prospect fight. I got to take that. I got to take that. It's hard to leave that on the table. Now, final question for the night, guys. If this fight actually happens, because he didn't say what deal he was going to take. Now, AC, we can get into your breakdown, man. Who you taking in that fight? Abdullah Mason, Floyd Schofield, which I think is a great fight, man. I think this would be the perfect step-up fight for both fighters. How do you see that one playing out?
Like I just said, but I'm gonna keep it short. Ditto. What I just said, that I think Mason has the advantages. They both have 18 fights. I believe Mason has more knockouts. Mason has been working on stuff. I don't see that with Floyd Schofield. So at the end of the day, to me, the better fighter, the more technical fighter, is going to be Abdullah Mason. Easy fight for Abdullah Mason. Stoppage in under 8 rounds.
God damn. Ton of confidence in Abdullah. Round 1. Who you like?
Yeah, man. If Mason and Schofield fight, that to me, I see that like a 50-50 fight. Not like the Shakur fight, because I've seen that like a 20-10 maybe for him. But this one more a 50-50. But still, this is why, like I said, I think they ducked him because they don't want to lose their O, because they want to like, keep up their resume or make it seem like they good and shit, fighting tomato cans. But because if they did take it, I would have seen Mason probably dropping them by the like eighth, maybe drop them in the second, and then probably stopping them around like 10.
Okay. I can dig it. Slick. Who you like?
Abdullah. I just think that mechanics of Schofield just feeds into his scheme. I mean, leaning over the front foot, wide punches. You know, when he can't get his distance get, he just want to leap in. I just see it. It's just too many mistakes that's gonna make an easy fight for Abdullah, bro. That's just bottom line. I can definitely see Abdullah getting a knockout.
Dig it. Ryan.
I got Abdullah decision, man. Floyd Schofield, if y'all look at his record, he's been in 5 10-rounders, 1 12-rounder. Abdullah Mason's only been in 1 10-rounder. I've always looked at Top Rank like they don't believe in Abdullah for whatever reason. They put him in so many 8-rounders. That actually boggled my mind. I don't know what's going on, but we seen him get dropped. So obviously they know something. Maybe it's just he's young. Maybe they just want to move him slow. I don't understand it, but I think the Floyd Schofield could push that pace to where he's never been pushed before. That's all. And I think he wins comfortably. I think he he wins like 7, 8 rounds easy. He gonna piece Schofield up, but I think he'll take him the whole way. And Mason will win easy.
Easy work. Gosh almighty. Man, I think I see this fight different than everybody, man. I think
Don't
Abdullah
say
wins.
that. Oh my god.
No. I'm gonna say this. I think Abdullah wins, but I think it's razor sharp close, and I think he goes life and death with Floyd. I always like to call Floyd baby Sean Porter, man. I think he's a handful for a lot of guys, and I do believe if they were to fight now, if they could actually get this fight done, that experience level for Floyd Schofield plays a part. I think it did show me a lot when I was damn near ringside watching Abdullah Mason get dropped twice. I seen where Floyd could take advantage of some of the anxiousness of Abdullah Mason. I just think right now they're so even that it just makes for a really, really fun, great fight and a razor sharp decision win for Abdullah. I don't even think either one of them knocks each other out. It could be, but I would doubt it, man, for sure. All right, man, I want to take this time to thank everybody for coming and rocking out with me, man. I've been on 3 hours. I supposed to have been in bed an hour ago. My guy, Slick 50, round 1, AC, man. Ryan, appreciate you for dropping by for the very first time. And what was your platform again, my brother?
Boxing Talk Up North, man. You know, I cover my Canadians up here. I just was talking to Ryan Rozecki yesterday, actually. He was supposed to fight Badu Jack. Yeah, he was supposed to fight Badu Jack, but he had a freak injury, so.
Oh, and man, I gotta say, I love the way y'all support each other up there, man. Like,
yeah, bro.
You a Canadian star, nigga. For sure. I appreciate that.
Man. Y'all should have saw that when Kawhi was getting ready to leave. We were trying to keep him there. They was offering him free penthouses. He was getting like free food from restaurants. Like, city really like tried to lock him down, bro.
They fuck with Kawhi, bro. For sure. That's what's up. AC, you want to plug your, you know what I mean? AC. I think he nodded off. Round 1, you want to plug?
No. I'm a chef, bro. I just enjoy the conversation and stuff like that. So my channel is mostly based on clients that I bring into the food space, either consulting or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But if people want to subscribe and see really, really cool food videos and plating and stuff like that, yeah, you can come. You know, just click on my Joint Brooklyn hit right there, and it should take you to my page, stuff like that. Outside of that, man, I grew up in a boxing house, and I love boxing conversation.
Word, man. I appreciate that, my brother.
So Yours is Boxing Talk Up North.
Yeah, Boxing Talk Up North for
Yeah,
my
I got an
face.
interview
Yep.
with
You're on
Joseph on
mute.
there too, but I'm gonna hit
He's
him
on
back
mute. Tell him
again.
he's on.
Okay, super dope.
You're on mute, bro.
I'll check that
Ryan,
out
you're
for
on
sure.
mute.
Yeah,
No,
it's
you're not.
Boxing Talk Up North.
But Heavy, what's your joint? Because he's still on mute.
He on mute on yours. I can hear him just fine. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I was like, am I on mute?
Or is it me?
Round one. You got any plugs, man?
I can't
Oh
hear
no,
nobody.
I just want to plug in, Heavy Boxing, man. Hey, Heavy, you have a good channel, man. I like your shit,
Thank you,
like your
brother.
grind. And then, of course, my boy GMT Sports. Always plug in, start, hit the like button, subscribe button to my boy GMT Sports. Always talking about boxing, always having a fun conversation with you guys, really, man. You,
For sure.
Punch, Pell, all y'all motherfuckers, man. DJ, So, hey, plug in with y'all boys, Heavy and GMT Sports. And hey, I'm gonna start plugging in with my boy Ryan right here. I see your shit, bro. I'll go hit a like and subscribe to your shit too. Watch your vids. But hey, man, hey, have a good night, fellas. I appreciate the talk.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, round one. And real quick, I want to ask you guys too, man, because if you notice, and maybe AC and Ryan, you probably haven't seen it. My intro and outro is just a bunch of the subscribers and the homies shouting out the channel. So if you guys get a quick 5 or 10 seconds, man, to shout out the channel with your phone and send it to me on Instagram at Heavy Bag TV, of course. I would love to have it, man, so I can put it in my intro. All right.
Okay, yeah, for sure,
Slick 50, man. I appreciate that, Ryan. Slick 50, take us home, brother.
Well, y'all know what it is. This your boy Slick 50, the one and only, man. First and foremost, man, we got to give thanks to Heavy, man, for putting the show on tonight, man. I really, really appreciate y'all, everybody on the panel. Suits of Ryan Fraser, man, you got a dope show, man. I've been on you for a minute, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that popped up in the chat that's new too, I've been rapping. They popped up HLD. I see Mixing Boxing number one to change his icon. I still see your ass. Always in here talking shit. Salute to everybody who came through, everybody who hit that like button, everybody who hit the subscribe button, man, and everybody in the audience. Go show everybody love that's on this panel, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, great boxing talk. Y'all know I could do this all day. You know what I'm saying? With no problem, man. Salute to everybody, man. Appreciate y'all.
For sure.
I'm just pressing too many buttons right now. But what's your channel name? So I could, because I already subscribed.
Heavy Bag TV. Heavy Bag TV.
Oh, Heavy Bag.
Heavy Bag TV.
All right, I got you, bro.
Yep. Yes, sir, yes, Heavy Bag TV. All right, that's it. That's all, folks. We out of here, man. Peace.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Y'all make sure you go sub up to my man Heavy Bag Boxing, man.
Get your dumb ass in, hit this bag.
The Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Y'all just go ahead and subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV because he be lit on his channel.
And Heavy Bag Boxing.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Yo, shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV. That's my little bro.
Punch Drunk 412.